All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Welcome everyone to Team Be the Change, our Tuesday night hangout. Welcome BTC family, we're back. We've got Amy back from Ireland. We got some exciting stories there we know we're going to hear. We got Landon Stewart on my far right, and it'll probably be on your far right, hopefully. We got Jordan Stewart in my other bedroom in my office.
Me and Jordan got married
Schultz.
over the last
week. There's a little bromance going on there. We got Jordan Schultz in my other room.
Jordan, we can't hear you.
Yeah, Jordan, we can't hear you.
Jordan, we can't hear you.
He's in my other room, so he probably said something really funny too.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can now.
What I said, Landon, was if you and I were to get married, you're taking my name.
That's actually what I was like, yeah, he took my name. But
so you guys can see that in our office there, if you look behind Jordan, you'll see the team banner that we actually had at our breakout room. I've got it up in my office here, and Jordan's up here hanging out at my place up here in Frisco. And so if Jordan ever ducks a little bit, you might see the whole thing, but you know, we've got all night, so. All right, guys. So tonight we're just going to jump right into this. You know, a lot of people are like, "Hey, I don't even jump on the call because we take so much time, you know, in the first half hour or so." And we're going to jump right into things here once we get through a few quick updates and announcements, and talk to you about this one thing that people have been doing that's getting a lot of success. So with that, enough shenanigans already. Let's get real, guys. So. With that, I want to just let you guys know that this hangout we're going to talk about a few things that might be a little controversial and might offend a few people like always, but for the most part it'll be a lot cleaner than last weekend. We had a little bit of fun and got a little bit out of control. I don't really feel like I need to apologize, but if you guys knew what we did last weekend, you know that we probably went a little over the top, and we were even accused of violating our NDA, which was hilarious. But that actually did not happen. I actually talked with a few people that I needed to about it, and we actually didn't teach any strategies. We were just giving a lot of examples, but it did not necessarily teach or validate anything. So it was a lot of fun, and we're gonna that product's gonna be available soon for people to be able to utilize in their own business, which is awesome. So with that, I just want to throw it around the horn there. Amy, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. How was Ireland?
It was amazing. It was life-changing, and Jordan, can you mute?
Yeah, Jordan, you're gonna need to mute. That's really loud.
It usually auto mutes. I'm sorry.
You're good, dude. But yeah, I was like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, it was amazing. Even more than just the experience was unbelievable. Being there with my brother and my father was just. I'm gonna get really emotional right now. My father, the whole time, was just. He kept just saying, "I'm having such a good time. Thank you. I'm having such a good time." And then when we got back, we stopped for dinner on the way back from the airport, and he just, wanted to give us an official thank you. For those of you that don't know, we paid for my father to go to Ireland. It's a dream that he's always had, and he just, at the end, he just said, "I just want to say thank you again so much." And it was everything that I could have hoped for and so much more. Anything you were hoping for me to get, I got that and more. And he said this whole trip for me was about love. He said, I just felt so much love the whole time. The way that you guys took care of me and the people and the music. He said, I just kept welling up with tears because I just felt so present to love. And then he put his hand on his heart and he's like, that's in me now, and I'll never be the same because of it, and thank you, and I just had tears streaming down my face because, it's because of this place, this business, this platform, this team, that actually happened. And so it wasn't even just like I got to go on this amazing trip, but I helped my father's dream come true, and it was beyond anything that any of us ever could have imagined. I mean, I was blown away the whole time we were there, as we all were. And, and then the other piece of it was just that, the last time I traveled overseas, I was in New Zealand for 6 months, and I had like $10,000, maybe even less, to last me the whole 6 months. So I was on like a serious budget, like could not order a cappuccino at a cafe, like just serious budget. And this time it was like we were staying at really nice places. My father kept saying, "Isn't this out of our league?" I'm like, no. And you know, eating at really nice restaurants. And so it was just like a whole new way of traveling for me that I've never experienced before in my entire life. So the whole experience was, you know, just life-changing in a lot of ways. So, yeah.
You see, that's the kind of stuff, guys, that it just makes this thing. You know, this, if it wasn't for this business and Amy having the success that she did by, you know, just sheer determination and figuring this thing out and putting the team together, you know, she was able to just front that whole trip and pay for that whole trip, take her dad on her dream trip. You know, being able to fulfill a lifelong dream like that for a family member, you know, I don't know what's better, is your own lifelong dream or being able to do that for another family member as well, one of their lifelong dreams. That's amazing. And that's the kind of thing that this business can do for you, because it gives you the kind of freedom and flexibility and passive residual income that you can create here to do that kind of thing. So, I mean, Amy, we were so happy for you. It was awesome. It was so awesome to see.
Yeah,
it really was.
thanks. And just, you know, like what you just said, you know, providing that for somebody else is, you know, New Zealand was something that I wanted to do for me, and it was amazing, and that was a completely life-changing experience. But to be able to provide this for somebody else, especially my father, you know, like it's a whole different feeling. And so it just really makes me know that, like, this is something that I want to do for lots of people, like to be able to just, you know, just provide things. I know Dave and Dave, you know, they do this a lot for when, you know, they fly people out and put people up at nice mansions, and, you know, just the yachts and the things that they are able to spend money on so that other people don't have to. This was my first experience of really doing that, you know, for the entire time we were there, to not even have to think twice about it. Like, I got it, you know. And so it was a whole other level of fulfillment for me. And I just realized, like, this is a big part of, you know, reason why I want to continue to, you know, have success in my life, so that I could provide this kind of experience for others. And you know, whatever that may be, you know. And so, yeah, it was amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so let's swing it on over to the other side. Landon, how you doing, bud?
Oh, good, man. Good. Tonight's actually super exciting because I love it when new people get sales. Like, I had a guy on my team, Mike, he actually got his first sale tonight, and I know, like, tonight's about, like, you know, the new people, like, actually getting the results, because I've just been in so much stuff where literally no one makes any money at all. There's, like, 5 people in the entire company, and everyone's, like, bowing down to those 5 people. And in Empower, we have everything so streamlined. And the way, like, Chris, Jordan, Amy, they, like, set up, like, this awesome team where everyone can come in, they can plug in, you know, and when you get a new sale, because, like, one reason why a lot of new people struggle is they don't know, like, what happens after they get a new sale. They're like, you know, do I have to, like, train the people and all that kind of thing. Whereas in Empower, and thanks to, you know, these guys up here, Chris, Amy, and Jordan, we have, like, an entire team site, so they can get sales, they can plug them into the same training. So tonight's really exciting. I'm pumped up for tonight.
Hell yeah.
Right.
You know, that's something I'm seeing a whole lot more of, Len. I'm excited about that too, because it's just so cool to see people that are in for, like, you know, 7 days getting their first sale. What else is exciting too is seeing the people that have come on board. They're brand new to this industry, and after, you know, months of struggling, or not, I shouldn't say struggling, but going through the learning curve that does happen when you're brand new to the industry. Some people expect. I know myself, when I first got started 4.5 years ago, I was like, I'm going to be making $100,000 a month in 10 months, you know, because that was the pitch of the video or whatever. This guy went from 0 to 100,000 a month in 10 months. Well, little did I know he'd been in the industry for like 6-7 years before that, right? And I didn't make any money my first 6 months. It wasn't until my 6 months that I finally made my first penny online. It was like $35. So it's exciting to see people, you know, sticking around long enough to break through, and we've got a couple of those people tonight too. So my God, I'm pumped, you know.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. You know, tonight we're going to get a little bit into that one thing that people are doing. We've got some new people we're going to bring on. You're going to see some people tonight that you've never seen on the Hangout. You're going to see some people tonight that have been in the team for a while and just started to turn a corner and really start getting some success and having results. And you're also going to hear from some people that, you know, have just gotten started, you know, literally right away just in the last couple of weeks and have had some success. And, you know, that's the coolest thing, because that, you know, if those of you who are, you know, have not jumped into the world of internet marketing, let me give you an example. I may be at an income that is very comfortable now, but let me tell you, my first 8 months, I didn't make a dime. A dime. I didn't make anything for my first 8 months. How many of you would start something like this and choose to learn it and screw it up and screw it up and screw it up and fail for 8 months before you finally got your first result? My question to you is, would you quit? Would you quit? And I'm here to tell you that would not be, because I did it, it would not be a smart idea to quit once you got started. Because at some point you're going to figure this out. And because you're going to figure this out at some point, the rest of your life will be different from then on out. So, you know, this is something you want to really understand. And, you know, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to show you some proof. We're going to show some people, bring some people out. And also, we've got another record here. I think we got 310 people and counting right now on this thing.
I think we did. We did 324 last week, man.
Did we? Okay, well, we'll get there, guys. What we need to do right now is, for those of you who have not sent an invite out yet, you need to go take the email that you sent out or the swipe copy, or if you saw it in a Hangout invite from somebody else, make sure your codes are good on there if you're in the team, and go post that on your Facebook wall right now and say, we are live right now, and then post the copy of the email that you got. You need to do that right now. Let's see if we can get past our record here and keep growing like we always do. We normally hit our peak about, you know, about an hour in, half hour, 45 minutes in, and you know, we didn't have this many last time. At this point in the Hangout, we were just breaking 300, so I'm pretty sure we're also going to break another record, as we do every week now, as Team Be the Change is growing and growing and growing. So
I just threw a little bit of text in the. Oh no, it won't let me post a comment. Hold on. I threw some text in the comment, a quick little post that I did, and I got a bunch of leads right now.
Nice.
If only I can.
No kidding. No kidding. No kidding. All right, so here we go. You know, this one thing we've been talking about, we're going to reveal this one thing here in a bit and tell you how you can actually take advantage of it and what you got to do in order to take advantage of it. But, you know, what we want to do is quickly do some quick recognition for the new people that have come in and the people that have upgraded, because we have a month right now where we have a special promotion for something really, really cool. That, you know, when you upgrade to the 15K per month formula, you actually receive a special training. And we'll talk and we'll get into that a little bit here in a little bit about what exactly that is and how that works. And we're going to have some people talk about how they've used that to get the kind of success that they've got. And so we're going to be highlighting those folks tonight. So with that, I want to throw it on over to Amy real quick. Let's do some quick recognition.
Sweet. Yeah, so I know Michael Leaf is on here right now. Michael just signed up today on my team, brand new. So welcome to the team, Michael. It's great to have you here. You're definitely in the right place at the right time. As well as Sarah Uffelman. She also joined our team today. So welcome, Sarah, to you as well. And for upgrades, we've got, let's see, Denny Staples. Congratulations, Denny. Denny just upgraded to the Inner Circle, as well as Jennifer Bear. And Jennifer is actually Denny's sponsor. So they're both up at the Inner Circle level now, which is awesome. And if you haven't heard me talk about it before, the Inner Circle is the product that hands down has changed my life more than anything else on the planet. That product is amazing. So if you don't have it, everybody, you need to get it. It's amazing. Linda Farfell bought her ticket to Denver, so congratulations, Linda. It'll be great to see you there. And if you don't have your ticket to Denver yet, get it today. The price is going up tomorrow, correct?
It's going up in like 10 hours.
Yeah, so get it tonight so that you don't miss out on, so that you don't end up paying more for it. And just like everybody was chatting about in our Facebook group today, you know, and this isn't just a myth, it's true, the people that make the most money in Empower Network all go to all the events, every single one of them. I have not missed an event since Empower Network started, neither has Chris. You know, and it's, I know for a fact that I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't because of the events, and Jordan can speak to that as well, I'm sure, because he's watched. He didn't go to the first event, or you just missed one, right?
No, I missed,
you missed two?
I missed 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, anyway, once he started going to the events, he started to see his income double and triple in between events. So that's been my experience as well, and it's crucial to be there. And there's really no reason not to. The event is next month. You can buy your ticket tonight before the price goes up. You can figure out the rest of the details later, but you have to be there in Denver. And it's our hometown, so we're just gonna be.
Oh, we're
partying.
representing.
So, yeah, so we need our whole team there. We need you there to help us represent Team Be the Change at that event. And then Gavin Reedman is, he just joined at the Inner Circle level today under David Hawksworth. So congratulations. David is on fire right now on our team.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see. Congratulations, David, and welcome to the team, Gavin. And congratulations for buying the Inner Circle, too, because, like I said, that product will change your life. And then just a couple other people that I just want to acknowledge because I wasn't here last week. It was 4 in the morning in Ireland last week when you guys were on the Hangout. And I know that Jordan did a great job of acknowledging some of my people, but I just wanted to personally acknowledge Norma Jocelyn for getting all in because I know, you know, Norma's in Costa Rica and she's just dear to my heart. She's amazing, and she's been working her way up to all in for a while. So I just wanted to personally congratulate you, Norma. And Norma also bought her ticket to the Denver event, and like I said, she lives in Costa Rica. So if she can make it from Costa Rica, then you really have no excuse if you live in the United States. You know, it's just there's no excuse anyway. But anyway, Norma's coming all the way from Costa Rica. And so anyway, congratulations to you, Norma. And then Bingy also upgraded to the 15K formula last week, and I know Jordan acknowledged him as well, but I just wanted to just say congratulations from me. So I think that's all I have. So whoever wants to take it away from here.
All right, Landon.
Sure. Yeah, I got actually a few new members today, so I'll shout out to my new teammates today. I got Justin joined my team today. Awesome to have you. Been talking to him on Facebook a little bit. Awesome to have you on the team, man. I know you're watching. Also, who else joined me today here? We have Reginald joined today. Awesome to have you as well. And then Tara looks like just joined me like right now. I didn't know that she was even on the team until just now. So awesome to have you on the team as well. You guys can all crush it here. Like tonight, you're going to be seeing like people that are like brand new, making money in Empower Network. And if you make the same decisions, take the same actions that we're going to tell you about tonight, the same can literally happen for you, because we're like everyone up here and everyone that you're going to see tonight, it's no different from anybody else, no different from you. We have access to the exact same training that they do, and so you can do this in a big way just like these other peeps tonight. And then I think I have like 1 or 2 inner circles, so I'll shout out to them as well real quick, like, and I'm just excited about tonight. I love seeing new people succeed, because I mean it's just awesome to see people begin to break through, because I know like how long I struggled and how like painful it can be, you know, to struggle. And looks like Kojo and then Derek Weil. Awesome to have you guys in the inner circle. You guys are both awesome. And that's all for me tonight, man.
Right on.
Go ahead, Jordan.
All right. So you know, one the first guy here, Matt Dillingham. He bought his ticket to Denver and the Costa Rica Mastermind, and that's just awesome. You know, it's the cool thing, and I think some people heard this. I think he joined me a couple weeks ago, and I might have mentioned this on last week's call. But we've actually been connected for just over 4 years now. We connected 4 years ago. He got involved with me back then in a few things, actually one thing, and he's been on my list for that long, and he's kind of been paying attention. And so, you know, one of the things about this, I know I was chatting with someone who said, you know, I'm getting all these leads, but I'm not getting as many signups as I feel I should be getting right now for the amount of leads I'm getting. And the bottom line, folks, is some people will decide to join right now, and some people will literally wait to watch you succeed for 6 months, a year, whatever, to see if you can get results before they'll actually jump on board with you. They need to have that. And I'm not saying that's what Matt did. You know, he wasn't necessarily waiting. He's been watching me for years and years and years. But the point is, some people will get started right now and some won't, and some people will take a while. So that's one of the keys as to why you want to go through the email marketing training in the 15K formula that Tony Rush and Aaron Rafskin put together, and study that heavily. And literally, I told Chris earlier today, I'm like, I'm going to start emailing my list like 4 or 5 times a day right now. We're in contest mode. And he kind of smiles. Like, really? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, man. You know, we're going to start going friggin' nuts here. So, congratulations to Matt. I know I'm going on a tangent here. I don't know if this guy was mentioned, and I don't know if he's on my team or anything. But John Casey Butler went to the Inner Circle. Lawrence Scott just went all in this week. That's awesome. And I've got a new team member, Janina Berea. I don't even know if you're on the Hangout yet. We haven't actually. I don't even know if you're plugged into the team site or have connected with Andrea or whatnot yet. If not, you know, get in touch with Andrea. She sent you some information. She's emailed you, called you, whatnot. And she went Inner Circle and Costa Rica Mastermind her first day. So she's getting in and she's getting going. And congratulations. And then, you know, literally just a few hours ago, Lee Chandler went all in. And
that's awesome.
Congratulations, man. I'm pumped for you, buddy. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for where you're going.
The All-In Club grows.
It does. You know, it's grow. You know, one of the cool things, and I'm not going to get too detailed onto how we're going to be doing this here, but in the very near future, we're literally going to be able to see how much money our entire team is making on a monthly basis. And we're gonna know how much money our team is making really soon here. Chris knows what I'm talking about. It's exciting, and I'm excited about that because then you know it's so cool to see not just not just Chris and Landon and myself and Amy making money, but you know we were just hanging out with a guy today, Ray Allen, and I think he made close to like $5,000 last month. You know, which is freaking awesome. You know, and I know what's Brett making. You know, Landon, he's doing.
He did about awesome. 32 last month.
And the cool thing is Brett's only been in the team for about what maybe
he started
weeks.
In April, like the beginning of April. He only made like $100 in April. Went to the event and then did over $3,000. So if that doesn't like prove to you,
guys, I saw Thomas in the comments about 10 minutes ago saying he's actually here. I invited Thomas. Did you not get your? I just don't know if
he spilled coffee on his computer, right?
Yeah, he did.
Well, he said 10 minutes ago. He says, "Hey guys, I'm here." So I don't know if that if I need to send another one. Speak up in the comments, Thomas, if we can get you out here, bud. We got to get our leadership council on the Hangouts. Sorry about that. Go ahead, guys. Oh, you're about there.
I'm done.
All right. You know, I just wanted to quickly, before we quickly jump into this and start bringing people out and actually share some stories about how these people did this. For if some of you saw the email, you might have heard about the few people that are getting really cool results. Some that have been around for a while and couldn't, find a way to really carve out their niche and find their way and get some success, now have started to have some success. And then also some people that, just right away got started and followed what we taught them and have just taken off and started to work and started to get leads and signups. And, we've got some success stories tonight. We're going to interview them and get inside their head a little bit. But I
just want to say one thing, Chris.
Sure.
Just so people understand how awesome it is when you start to hear these people share. I was talking to a guy today who said he saw my video, that's why he joined me. And I said, what video? He said, you were talking about how you made $2,000 a month within your first 2 months. And what I want to know is that still possible for people? Mm-hmm. And I said, it's more possible now than it was when I got in because I didn't have a team site to plug into and all the resources that we have here for our team. And so just so you guys know, like the kind of success that these new people are having, it's amazing. It's because of the leverage and the resources that we've created here for our team. And so I just really got present to that when he asked me that question because he was thinking like maybe you can't really do that anymore. And I said, no, now people are doing it way faster. And I shared Landon's story. And I don't know if I got the numbers exactly right, but I think it was something like, in March, whichever month it was, he made, correct me if I'm wrong, Landon, like around $1,500 in the next month.
Yes, $1,200.
$1,200 in the next month he made $10,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's how fast people's income can change here with the resources that we have. And so just really listen carefully to these people that are going to be sharing, because this is all because of, well, you'll hear why, but it's you know, this is all stuff that, you know, when I was building my business in the beginning, I didn't have any of this stuff. So you guys are all super, super fortunate to have it.
I completely agree with that. You know, you know, one of the things that I learned going through the master's course the other week, and we're really on cue with this before I even learned it, but it still gives me ideas on different things we can do. And you know, Chris Land and Amy, we've been chatting about the different things that have popped into my mind on things we're putting together. And Chris actually just told me that we've got that system almost in place for some really cool stuff that's about to roll out, which is just going to be so much fun. But the biggest thing about helping your team succeed, and why our team is succeeding so much here, is exactly what Amy said. When you can put a system in place so your team members don't have to understand why things work, but they just have to literally follow a step-by-step process and just start doing the things that they're told to do. And when you literally just get in and do the things you're told to do, and you start having results, you might not even understand why you're making money. And the cool thing about that is that's entirely okay to not understand why you're making money in the beginning, you know, and then you start to figure it out. You're like, oh, that's why I'm making money here. That's why that piece of the puzzle's in place here. If we can put stuff in place, which we're doing. And Chris, the other thing I'm talking about with Chris, we're actually having a full-blown system put in place that our team's going to be able to literally plug into and not have to do a damn thing. Everything's going to be set up, linked up, and oh my God, it's so exciting. The bottom line is, when you put this all in place for your team members can actually succeed a whole lot faster, because they don't have to go through the technical learning curve, if you will. And it's typically that technical learning curve that really slows people down from just being able to plug in and take their creativeness and what they want to do with their life, and take that and just plug that into the blogging or the video creating or their marketing or what have you. Well, when we take all that technical stuff out of the way, which we're doing, you just get to be creative and have fun. And I think that's so cool. And I like having fun, if you haven't noticed. You know, I was sitting out at the bar last night. I was shooting pool with a friend who I hadn't seen in like probably, I don't know, like maybe like a year or so. I hadn't seen her in, and we're connected on Facebook, so she's seen everything I'm doing on Facebook, and she's like, "You travel all the time, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't actually been at home on a weekend in like almost 3 months." And last weekend I was gonna stay home, but Chris called me up and he said, "Jordan, I'm ready to get down and have a good time, so you better come up to Frisco." And we're using less choice words this evening, so I'm gonna tone the language down there. But Chris used a few choice words with me, and basically me being the Wisconsin boy that I am, I was like, well, you don't dare me not to come out there and have a good time. So, now I'm here till like Friday or Saturday or something. It's like an accidental, 11-day trip that I wasn't planning on. Oh, man, I love my life.
Hey, I just have to give a quick shout out. Jen Rabugio, I hope I said that right, just bought her event ticket.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Congratulations, Jen. So
That's it.
awesome.
You want to take advantage of that tonight. If you're already in, or if you're not in yet, guys, just want to let you know, we have an event coming up in Denver. For those of you who are on your first hangout tonight, or for those of you who are looking at us and you're on one of the people who are part of this team's list and they invited you to this hangout, and you're either looking to get started or you're wondering what this thing is really all about and is this really real, well, you're going to find out that it's really real tonight by bringing out some real people. Not that we're like plastic people here or anything, because we're real people too. But you get a lot of us, they see us every week, so they kind of get used to us. And when I tell people I make 25 grand last month, they're like, okay, they've heard it, right? Kind of like, whatever, fine, that's kind of wussy or whatever, and that's okay.
They're like, only?
But only, right? And on that note, I actually had a Facebook post that just went crazy about that, but that's for another minute. And so for those of you that are here, we also have an event. If you want to really know what this thing is about, if you want to really know what Empower Network is really about, and our team, Team Be the Change, BTC for short, with our proprietary BTC formula, then you want to just get in on the inside tonight, and it's only $25 to get in. That you got your $19.95 affiliate fee. So essentially, $45 really, to get started. And then from there, if you buy a ticket to this event, the price is going to go up after tonight. Tonight's the cutoff. and you want to buy a ticket to be here in Denver at Belco Theater, July 19th through the 21st. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So for those of you, even if you can't make the Friday session because you're working, you got to fly in, whatever, that's fine. But I'm telling you, you want to be there because you've never seen anything so real in your life with people who make so much money. And yes, income disclosure below, you may not make any money at all, depending on your level of effort and what you've learned and where you're at and what action you decide to take. But I'll tell you this much, there's a lot of people that are making a lot of money. When 95% of the room stands up because they've made a commission in there versus a lot of other traditional direct selling companies where about 5% of the room to 10% of the room has ever made any money, there's a big thing going on here. You may want to pay attention to that. Okay, so that's why you really need to log into the back office there and buy your ticket tonight. And if you're not a part of the team yet, get started. Click the link below. Join now. Get in. And then in your back office, buy your ticket before midnight tonight Eastern Time, which is, oh, by the way, in a half hour. You may want to get in now, right now. Did I say now? I think I said now because I said it right now.
It's now.
Okay. So
it's now.
You may want to do that now, just for good measure, so that you get take advantage of that discount before it goes up tomorrow. All right, guys, just throw that out there. And another note about what I was talking about a second ago. We're going to bring these people out here in a minute. I've got a few invites out here. Thomas, check your email, by the way. And
dude, he doesn't. He's on his phone, dude.
No, I'm talking about Thomas, the other one.
Agerson. Right on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited to chat with this guy. Been watching him crank it for like months now.
Yes. So what I want to tell you guys is, I actually put a post on Facebook. I'd actually, I talked a lot of you, I talked a lot about this when I just got back from Alaska about a month ago, where I talked about I had some family members and friends that were actually saying they were kind of offended by the fact that I was posting how much money I was making online. I was actually, offended by it, which was hilarious.
Yeah, mute next time you do that.
Yeah.
God bless you, Landon.
Pattern interrupt.
Nice. And the thing is, dude, is it was like, I got some people that said, you may not want to do that, and I couldn't understand it at first, and then a friend of mine, I actually made a post about this on my wall, and I didn't put any promotional links, I didn't put any, any of that in there. It was just a pure rant that wanted to let people know, because apparently I had a few people that were like, that's really messed up that he's just going to rub that in our faces, and I'm thinking, I'm here to help people. What are you talking about? What I realize is that, there's an older generation that's older than my generation, that's, like 45, 50s, and getting into the senior citizens and all, that really don't talk about money. Growing up in the culture that they were in, they didn't talk turkey, they didn't talk money, and money was talked about behind closed doors and very respectfully, right? And so, but see, I was never really raised that way, right? I didn't necessarily know that because, my generation is kind of a part of, the generation that, for the most part, makes less money than their parents, and, we're in a tough economic time compared to what our parents were in. We're in a totally different cycle where, we're facing some of the worst economic recessions since the Great Depression. So, we're connected on social media. Our generation, this younger generation, 30 and under normally, or even in our 30s, some of us, to our mid-30s, even them, they're connected on social media. We're connected on Facebook. We're connected everywhere. We text. We're connected. We talk about things. We talk about issues that are facing us, and we talk about the problems that we face. And the common one that comes up a lot is the fact that a lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are suffering, and they have to borrow money from their parents just to pay for the basic necessities of life. It's ridiculous. Okay? And so, yeah, we talk about it. You're damn right we talk about it, And so if there's something actually positive about this that I can inject into the conversation and I can give people hope because I've been able to find a way to beat this and break myself free of this financial bondage that I used to be in myself, and I figured out a way to create a system that we have here that we're promoting now tonight for you people that are here to be able to take advantage of and have the same opportunity that we have had here to make that kind of money if you so choose. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is the best opportunity you've ever seen. I'll just say that, And we've done this. We've pioneered this, and it's been around for a year and a half. It's grown faster than any other company's ever grown in the Direct Selling Association. I mean, guys, so here we are trying to help people, and you think I'm worried about offending a few people? Here's what I'll say. I'm willing to offend a few so that I can help more. I'm willing to put out there and ruffle a few feathers because I'm part of a movement. I'm willing to put my ego aside and not try to impress people, but put out there the proof that I'm making to impress upon people what they're making, what I'm making, so that they realize that there's a way to get there as well. And I can show them the way through this team. That's what I'm here to do. And so if I get a few people that are like, I'm sorry, I don't feel right about this, then you know what? You can not pay attention to my Facebook wall. You know?
Dude, your energy is literally keeps pushing that door open. I had to shove a chair in front of you.
And so, you know, that's how I feel about it, you know, because I'm here to change lives. I'm here to set people free and to help them realize the type of life they can have. And you know what? Yes, I'm qualified to talk about that. I've done it. I've done it to a level that most people only dream of, and I put in a lot of hard work and energy, and all I want to do is pay it forward. Do we get compensated for that? Absolutely. Is it worth it? Absolutely. And it's worth it to anybody else who chooses so as well. So because of that, I'm here to help everybody that does this. This is why I get and commit to these Hangouts every week. So I sit here to help you guys understand the vision behind what we're doing and why we're here and why we're doing it. And that's a commitment I've made. I'm here. I can't not do it at this point. It's my purpose. So, you know, I posted this on Facebook, and you know, I got a very good response. So, you know, even if I hadn't, it wouldn't have mattered because I'd have been like, oh well, guys, you know. But everybody, I got an overwhelming amount of praise and likes and comments on it, and people who I had no idea were paying attention that are watching. And here's what I'm going to say to you. For those of you out there that are struggling to figure this thing out, for those of you that want to figure this thing out, that are here learning, and you're along the path of learning and figuring this out and right on the precipice of getting some results, and you may be thinking, you know, I'm out there putting my stuff on Facebook every day, I'm emailing, I'm marketing, and you don't seem to have anybody really responding or people biting yet. I will tell you this. I've seen it so many times, I can't refute this, and everybody here on this stage will back me up. They're watching. Your friends are watching. Your family's watching. They're paying attention. They're just staying silent in the background, but they're watching. And before long, all it takes is for you to have a shift in your mind, not necessarily in the money you make yet, but a shift in your mind as to how you act and operate, think, feel, and act that will change how they react to you. Because when you show up differently, everybody in your life shows up differently to you. Keep that in mind. Because that's the major thing that I had to get over before I started making money. So, with that...
Amen.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. You know, Thomas, check your email, man. I sent you an invite. I'm also going to get Daryl out here. Send him an invite as well, because I want to bring out some people now that you know, Daryl's freaking awesome. We met him at the last event, and he was just really getting going, and you know, took advantage of this one thing that we're going to talk about here a little later, and you know, just now it has really turned it on. And I know this as living proof because he passes up to me 2 levels down for his $25 code, and I'm getting results. And he's getting results from it, so it's awesome. It's funny, I'm actually even getting text messages from friends back home like, hey, when are you coming back up? That's kind of funny. It took about 20 people down in the comment section for someone to ask me for a loan, which was hilarious. But you know, they were joking though. They're a very dear friend actually. It was kind of, they were like, haha, no payback loan? Just kidding. You know, I think it's
That's funny.
That's awesome. So hopefully we'll get these guys out here because, you know, enough about us.
I just sent them links on Facebook too. So if they didn't get the invite,
there he is,
there's the man
himself, Daryl. How you doing, bud?
You probably started off. Oh no, you're not muted. All right.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
Not a lot.
How you doing, bud?
Oh man, all is well. All is well. How about yourself?
You know, man, this is what it's about right here. You know, we're just honored to have you out here, man. This is awesome. We're excited for you. I've been seeing your results, and you know, we've been seeing the results you've been coming up with in the Facebook group and posting. So, you know, Daryl, I met Daryl at the Chicago conference, and I have to say, there's people that are excited, and then there's people that are excited. Okay?
Yeah,
and Daryl was always positive, no matter what. He always had a smile on his face, and he was always looking to learn something, and eyes wide open, ready to go. And little did we know that he was going to come out of that thing and be and just turn in and transform into a force to be reckoned with. And now he's got traction, and he's just flying. I'll tell you what, because I'm seeing these pass ups, he's just going for it. So Daryl, just tell us your story here. What happened? What did it for you? What was the shift for you that turned it on? And what's it like?
Man, well, first off, let me just say thanks for having me out. Guys.
Hey, Daryl, real quick, let's see if we can get your microphone up, because you're sounding like you're in a wind tunnel there. Maybe if you've got a microphone setting.
That might be my fan.
All right. So yeah, guys, Daryl's awesome. You're gonna hear his story here in just a second. I mean, Daryl's real cool. You guys are gonna like him.
Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can turn my mic up here. All right, I'm at 100%. I'm giving you all I got, so I hope
and it's good enough. We got you. Go ahead, brother.
Good deal. Yeah. So again, definitely an honor to hang out with you guys. It was just one thing after another. First off, being at the event, getting a chance to meet all you guys, and just sucking up the energy, and just that whole camaraderie that was built in Chicago was just amazing. I just brought that home. Kind of bottled it up. I immediately plugged into Jordan's training for the Facebook, pay-per-click model, and I started getting some good results. And then when Landon, kind of piggybacked Jordan's training and really tapped into why, the why people, the why of the message that we're giving, it changed everything. It just immediately, my results started to, double and triple. And it's funny because I was getting some really good lead flow on a daily basis, and just last night, I fooled around with the campaign. I don't know what I did, but I was seeing something that it looked like I was reaching a certain audience, but it was showing something different. And I went back there and I messed with something, and next thing you know, I got like 51 campaigns running, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't manage this. So I ended up deleting everything. I didn't change my ad at all. I just deleted all of my campaigns, and around 1 o'clock this afternoon, I set them back up, but on a smaller level, but hitting a bigger target. And from 1 o'clock until now, I've gotten. Now it was 18 earlier, but now it's 21 fresh leads for the day. So
yeah,
it's gangster, man.
I've been in this industry 12 years, building the traditional way, belly to belly, out there grinding. I mean, I'm old school, where we used to. Starbucks wasn't the place to hang out to do prospecting. I used to hang out in Kinko's at 2 and 3 in the morning, because that's where people would go to use computers and do their resumes and shit and stuff like that. So,
gotta be kidding me!
Yeah, so I was, I was a David Wood guy. I was the
wander around.
What's that?
Wander around.
Absolutely, and 3-foot rule, and it was funny because while I was in Chicago, and I was in the airport coming home, I was talking to a friend that I've been in business with for the last 2 years. And I said, it feels so good for the first time in a long time to not. And I was standing in the security line, and there's like literally 50, 100 people, definitely within 3 feet of me, and I almost got the jitters because I was like, I'm not prospecting anyone. I had to catch myself, and I was like, this is the first time in my life that I'm not walking through the airport with a bag full of magazines or DVDs or samples of my product in my pocket. And I was just like, it was just awesome, man. That feeling alone, just to know that without doing that, the traffic is coming in, the leads are coming in, I got fresh people to talk to, that was just life-changing for me.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
That's awesome. But yeah, we do like the opposite now. Like people ask us what we do, and we're like, yeah, that's secret stuff. You know, you can't know what we do.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I still get that feeling all the time. Like, because I was like you, Daryl. You know, I wore the stupid button, and are you guys hearing this weird echo
Yeah,
thing?
Yeah. Hey, Daryl, do you have like even just some headphones you can plug into your headphone jack? Because we're hearing your feedback from your speakers there.
Oh, you know what, Daryl? Can you turn off the video too? Like, just turn off the video.
Yeah, I put that on pause. Hold on, let me see if I got anything going.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. That might have been the TV because I am watching San Antonio kick Miami's ass here, so I'm sorry about that.
Don't tell me I'm recording it.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
not
alright.
over, so I didn't ruin it. Hold on, let me see.
No, dude,
I
you're
don't
good.
have no-
I'm all right with that. I want to see San Antonio whoop that ass. I'll tell you that much right now.
I don't have these gangster headphones like you guys have, but let me see if I can get these jokers to work here. Let's see. Okay, is that better?
Oh
Yeah.
man.
All
There
right.
we go.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Is that much better?
Oh, that is
Yeah.
10 times better.
So,
Have I been underwater the whole time here?
yeah, pretty
Kinda
much.
a little bit, yeah.
Tunnels,
Ah, man.
water.
We can hear you. I mean, we
So-
can understand you, but it is just so much better now.
Okay, well, I hope you at least
Yeah.
felt my energy, because you know,
Yeah.
hey, I'm sorry if I.
No. Anyway, I was just saying, Daryl, like I can totally relate to what you just said because I still have that feeling all the time too. After years and years of like, you know, when I go to my chiropractor, if my first thought is like, my sponsor is going to be pissed if I don't prospect him, you know, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's not what I do anymore. It's like it's so good to just not when I'm in the grocery store line and stuff like. Fuck the 3-foot rule. I don't do it anymore.
This is an off night because Jordan's not cussing and Amy is. This is weird. This is like the Twilight Zone right now.
You know, I felt guilty if I didn't get at least one cuss word in, so I've been, waiting to
No,
get
you
that.
got to.
in.
It's Empower Network, you know. And
Yeah.
just for those of you, real quick, a lot of you had heard Daryl's story there, and a lot of you, had heard. You're probably wondering if you're here for the first time or if you've ever been in the industry. It sounds like Daryl comes from a traditional multi-level marketing background, and actually a lot of us in this company do. What a lot of you might want to know is that this is not one of those traditional multi-level marketing companies where you have to go get your friends and family in. We actually teach you how to do all this online, and the cool part is instead of making like 5% of what you sell, you get to make 100% of what you sell. Totally different deal altogether. So don't worry, it's not one of those things that you might call a pyramid, although that industry is a great industry and I don't have any qualms with it. However, we just make way more money over here, which is what allows us to have the kind of income claims that we have over here, which are kind of crazy. However, they are real. So go ahead, Daryl. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
No, I was just going to comment with Amy. I was the guy that used to prospect. Like I was, I don't know. They used to call me the bull because it didn't matter to me. But I would get up on an airplane, and this at the time I was with a company that would they had a full length story in the Success from Home magazine, and that was the big deal at the time. But I would get up on a flight, and start at the beginning of the row. And hold up like handfuls of magazines.
Oh my God.
And I would make sure, and that was, it didn't matter to me, it was like, it didn't matter.
Wow. And let me just answer this. Let me tie this around real quick. Daryl, do you do any of that anymore?
I don't even think about it anymore. It's funny. I was in the mall the other day and I'm looking at a watch. I was kind of doing some dream building. And I saw this watch that I was, looking at picking up, and I could see this guy. He's coming through the mall, and I had even written a blog post about this maybe 2 or 3 months ago. But here it is. I'm in California. It's June, and this guy has got on a 3-piece suit in the mall, buttoned down to the T, and for whatever reason, he caught my attention out of the mirror. And I looked around and I made eye contact with this guy, and from like 60 yards away, I knew this guy was about to prospect me just by the beeline that he was making to me. And when he approached me, it was just I just had a ball with it. It was just so funny to me. I was like, man, I would never do that again.
Did that ever work for you?
It did. It was a lot of sifting and sorting. Some I've got what I think is a bubbly personality, so I could build rapport and do the whole form technique and get through it without a problem. And I didn't care about striking up a conversation or being told no, for that matter. So it did work for me, but it was just, man. If you look at it, if you take a step back and look at it, if you could see yourself doing that, you look like I don't want to say you look like a fool, but it's a tough way to go. It's a tough way to go.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. So Daryl, now what you've had some results here.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw one thing on top of what you said there, Daryl. There's a difference between building a business and having a life. And then what we used to be taught, where your life is, you can build a business while you're living your life, meaning you build your business all the time, and to me, I think that sucks, Yeah. It's not that you can't talk to people, but it's not fun to be going out and, like, you're at the gas station, like, how should I open the conversation to talk to this attendant who's making $7 an hour about how they can make money from home with me, by prospecting gas station attendants.
We're sticking business cards in the credit card thing in the gas station pumps.
Oh God! Oh my goodness!
There are post-it notes on, like, the gas thing,
I had the fake $100 bill ones.
Yeah.
I'd stick them in ATM machines.
I used to get all nervous about doing that, like I was going to get in trouble, I'm putting signs in the ground on the edges of the freeway. I'm like worried if a cop's going to roll up, and my mentor's like, just do it, man. You can't get in trouble. I'm like, I don't know about that, man. I'm pretty sure this is like soliciting or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Awesome.
And the cool thing is we don't have to do that crazy stuff anymore.
Yeah.
We don't have to. We can just market online, and so Daryl, you've had some results here. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us, you learned this one thing, and we're not necessarily going to reveal this one thing yet, but just if you could talk vaguely or speak vaguely about what this one thing did for you so far in your business. Tell that story.
As far as what?
How many have you sponsored?
Oh, okay. Well, I've sponsored 14. Oh, I sponsored 21, but some of those were unpaid. I've signed up 14 people in a short amount of time. Really, the mindset of just a mindset shift is what really, I would say, turned it around for me. I got a pretty bad echo here. Someone.
Jordan.
Yeah, but it might be me this time. I got Chris's headset on now, so is that better?
No, you're right.
Definitely. Yeah, and like I said, it was really just plugging into our team site, getting access to the training that Jordan laid out, being able to follow something step by step, and then after doing that and knowing why, really knowing why or understanding why you're doing those steps, that changed the game for me. Because I can apply that to any marketing technique that I want to use. It's not just for that technique. I can take, once you understand the why that you're doing it, it's a done deal. The how doesn't even matter anymore. It's just really why you're doing it, and that changed the game for me.
That's awesome.
It is
cool,
awesome.
bro.
That is so cool. All right. So so 14 signups, so 14 paid signups. How many upgrades have you actually had from that, Daryl?
I haven't.
Upgraded?
Yeah, I've got some upgrades in there. I'm kind of like you referred to earlier. I don't really talk about the money, but I will say this: in my last business, and being in that company 2 years, and had a team just in Alaska over 500 people. My residual income here is greater. And I've been in Empower. I joined on January 1st. My residual here is greater than the 2 years that I spent bumping and grinding with that other company. And it was, I can't even compare this as work compared to what we were doing before. So
yeah, how much bumping and grinding would you have had to do to get 14 people and
it's to get 14 people yourself, you got to do a whole lot of aggressive tie down techniques and ridiculous stuff. And you almost become a zombie to it because you got to stay on at all times. You really, any time this could be the prospect that breaks you never really have any down. For me, I never really felt like I had any downtime, whether I was wearing basketball shorts coming from the gym or going to church. I had to be on just in case I engaged in that conversation. And here I'm like, whatever, if I miss you, I miss you. If not, my ad's gonna catch you anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention, like with the other thing. I mean, you can probably relate to this too. Like, you had to be actively involved, not just prospecting out there doing all the stuff you're talking about, but when there's like multiple phone calls involved afterwards, and then like to get somebody to sign up, you have to take their credit card information and call it in or enter it in or whatever. Like, at least that's how it was for me. And so it wasn't like I would wake up and have all these commissions in my inbox like we do now either. Like, there was a lot of work involved beyond the prospecting as well that we just don't have now.
We don't have to deal with that now.
Yeah, it's so nice.
It's funny. Last summer, and we were doing these home parties, which were fun to me, not because I invited people there, because I never invited anyone to a freaking home party. And my team members are like, "Why aren't you?" I'm like, "I'm an internet marketer, dude. I'm here to drink and eat good food with you guys and have a good time." But so we're at this home party, and the guy whose house we were at, he walked around his neighborhood to some of his neighbors, and he said, "Hey, I'm having a party. Come on over." And they got there, and so we're hanging out, eating food, drinking, and whatnot. And all of a sudden, everyone comes walking inside, and I've never seen people get so fucking pissed off so fast. These people stood in the back of the room with their arms crossed for about 30 minutes before they literally walked out, because they had no idea what they were coming there for. They didn't know that they were coming there to get pitched on. I'm like, you can't do that to people, I mean, my goodness, I would. Oh my God! Well, and the funny thing is, I was sitting on Chris's couch today, watching a movie, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I farted really hard, and then I opened up my computer, and I looked, and I made $3,000. I was like, "Holy cow! I need to start farting more." It's a whole different story than. Oh my goodness!
You know what? Just this conversation alone, it could never happen in network marketing. It's so stiff, and like you got to talk like this, be like that. I mean, like, woo, wow.
I know, right? We actually market. We actually make videos of our lifestyle and talk normal and cuss and do and actually film ourselves right from our phones when we're out doing fun stuff, because the money that we make allows us to do that. And that's how we actually market. Like, we actually market by having fun. Those are business expenses.
Yeah, we were up on the mountain the other day, Chris, and I wish I would have gotten Chris falling down the mountain. Would have been awesome. That would have been so cool. Well, can I share just a little bit of that story?
Go right ahead.
So my bike is not meant for downhill mountain biking in Colorado. The tires are too smooth. There's no traction. And it was, we had gone down the mountain once, and we were going down a second time. I didn't really fall the first time. I fell a little bit, but not hard. And we were going down the second time, and we get maybe about a quarter of the way down, and we stop. And Chris was hauling ass. He had a full-blown He-Man suit on, right? Like leg gear, head gear. I mean, everything.
Oh, that they were all teasing me about, but the story gets better, doesn't it?
We were making fun of him, and I was like, "What? I was like, what are you, a wussy, He-Man? This is hilarious, And so as we get down to this spot, and he's like, "Jordan, I just want you to know that I just had deja vu, and I'm seeing a vision of you spilling down this hill, so be careful. I don't want you to get hurt." I'm like, "Okay." So he takes off hauling ass down this hill, and I come down the hill, and I get around this turn, and I see this just huge cloud of dust, and Chris sliding down the hill on his back. And he literally, he is lucky he didn't have internal bleeding, because he messed himself up, man.
I thought I was going to die. Like, I somehow cannot stop from hurting myself. I hit my kidney so hard that I laid there and wondered if I was just going to black out and die right there. And I just laid there like, just wheezing, just like, oh my God, this hurts so bad. And then I tried to get up real quick. I was like, okay, I'm going to man up and not be a wussy. So I jump up, and I stand there for a second. I was like, screw that, and I laid right back down. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to lay here. I actually got a picture of it. I got a picture. I'm going to put it up to the phone, actually. This is hilarious, because Jordan took my camera out of my pocket and took a picture of me laying on the ground. Yeah, this is great. You guys are going to love this. Here we go. Here we go. So if you could see me laying there like that, I am just out. I am seriously like, I am so down on the ground. I am so hurting. Like, I am just like, seriously, like, I'm out. I am done.
buddy.
I can't take this anymore. This is nuts. I am dying here. I am like in pain. It stings.
like,
It
just leave
hurts.
me
I don't
here.
know
Oh,
what's
my
going
goodness.
on, but I am just all messed up from this.
Oh.
It was not funny. I mean,
That is
you guys see this, right?
hilarious.
You guys see this, yeah.
So
I was just
so
all
a little
messed
bit
up.
a little bit later down that hill, you know, and the point to why I was starting to tell this story before was that a little bit later down that hill, Chris and them, they all broke off and went down the blue. They all have nicer bikes. My bike was not mad. I'm like, I'm going on the easy runs. You guys can go down your badass runs. I don't feel like falling and hurt myself. Well, sure as shit, I fell down a 20-foot hill and dragged my bike down the hill with me. And, you know, that hurt really bad. So I'm kind of jealous that I didn't have the He-Man pads first off. But we get down to the bottom a little bit, and I pull out the camera, and I start shooting this video. And one of the girls that we were biking with, well, the only girl that we were biking with, actually, she's you know, she's like, why are you shooting a video, you know? And she didn't understand the whole concept at all, but I shot this video, and she's like, come on, hurry up, like, we got to go. And we were down having cocktails and food later on at the bar there, and I said, that video that I shot up there is the reason this entire trip here is a business expense, for one, but also that video that I shot there is going to make me a ton of money, because that's what we do. We live life and get to go out and do fun stuff. And let me tell you guys, the video that me and Chris are putting together from this weekend Chris got his ass kicked in basketball, for one. He fell off the bull. There's bubble balls involved, and a whole lots of other fun stuff that you guys are just going to have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
the point is, you just get to go out and have a whole lot of fun and live your life, and then people around you, they don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, but they're kind of jealous, you know. So that's why we get to go out and just have fun and live your life and go have and do fun stuff. Shoot videos all the time. Make quick videos while you're out doing something, falling down a hill, making yourself bleed, hurting yourself, whatever you're doing, and post it up on your blog.
Check out the bike. I bought this 3 days ago. And you guys see the BTC formula sticker? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Had to represent.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a fun weekend. It's been crazy. It's been nuts and all kinds of fun. And
Well, it was supposed to be and Chris is like, come on. Here it's about to be, what, like 11-day weekend or something like that? I don't even know.
Something like that. So guess what, Jordan? I'm trying to get some other invites out, and my stupid script.
Thomas Aegison, I sent you a link on Facebook, buddy, so you can just go click that link on Facebook.
Yeah, I tried to get Misty invited too, and
I
not
can
able
Facebook
to.
it to her.
Okay, Facebook her that link, and yeah, and then
Oh man,
we're gonna get Angela out here and Perig out here real soon too as well. But I'm trying to get new. Did Daryl leave? Daryl left. Ah, there he is.
He joined again.
All right, where'd you go there? Oh, you're muted. Unmute yourself real quick.
Okay, I think I'm good to go.
All right. Cool. So I know that Daryl, that you're of that generation that doesn't normally like to talk about money and everything. So I'll respect that if you don't want to talk about that. I totally get that. But what I will say, guys, is that if I was to bring in 14 people into Empower Network, because I can talk about money. This is like Daryl had said, he's making more money than when he had a team of 500 in that other company, because we don't make 3 to 5% residuals from people. We make 100% commissions, and so that's a just from that's like a part-time income that somebody can. Some people can get rid of second jobs and part-time jobs and stuff because of that, and that's residual income that continues to recur every month because you've done the work once. And what did you do? You placed an ad?
Sure.
Yeah, little easier than having to clock in and work 8 hours a day to make that kind of money. That's really
Absolutely.
cool. Profits are definitely better than wages. I would agree.
All day.
All day. That's right. Yeah, and you know, just by that sheer number, I know on average how many upgrades you would have, and I know. So I'll tell you, Daryl, I know what you're making right now. And that is nice. That is nice. That is definitely something that takes the load off of any bill you might be behind on, and everything for that month, and you know, a little chance to make a weekend getaway with, and then some, and maybe a nice night out with you know, your spouse or significant other, and a movie and dinner and all that too, and then you still got some left over. So that's a good lifestyle, I'd say.
It's a you know, I haven't experienced what you guys have, but I got my real first taste of it when we were in Chicago. And it's funny how this all happened. But you know, we had another team member who did what he had to do. A younger guy who you know, caught the boat 18 hours to get to Chicago, and when he got there, you know, things were a little tight. And so we made some arrangements. We had to shift hotels a couple times, and we finally got somewhere close to the event. And he was, you know, basically really low on funds. He had enough to eat with and stuff. And so I said, hey, look, you know, someone looked out for me this way when I first got into the industry. But what was so funny about this is, you know, I came there with some money, and I you know, we weren't going to be strapped or sleeping in the snow. But my first taste of it was on that Saturday morning, and normally the Empower Network commissions kick in on Friday. Well, for some reason, on Saturday morning, out of nowhere, comes a nice deposit onto my card, and I just looked over at my roommate, and I says, "Don't even worry about it. I got you." And that was just from the commissions that came in, and it was like, you know, it was just crazy, man. Just from out of thin air, you know what I mean? It was
so
right on time.
Awesome. That is
right on time.
Awesome. That's so cool.
So we can get a card loaded up straight from our e-wallet.
You didn't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know this either.
It's a debit card.
You can have money
card,
sent directly to your credit cards to pay off credit cards, or you can have the money sent pretty much anywhere you want. Yeah, but card, check.
Yep.
There's lots
That's
of
what your
options.
e-wallet system is. They have an actual card. Oh, looks like we got Misty out here. She'll be on momentarily. Let's
Yo.
any minute here. Sometimes it takes a second. But you know, Daryl, that's pretty awesome. That's really awesome, because you know, it's those things that speak to people. You know, there's those moments. You know, I know those type of moments, man. I'm telling you what. There's times. There was a day when I got I was actually Jordan was with me, and I was heading to go talk to Amy. We were meeting up with Amy or something that night, and I had just gotten a quote for dental work, because I didn't have dental insurance at the time, and this was only about 4 months back or so. And they, you know, to do all this stuff to my teeth, they were saying they gave me a bill for $7,000. Guess what? That day, I made $7,000 in Empower Network. I literally made $7,000 worth of sales, of commissions, on that exact day that I got that bill. How crazy is that? So here I was thinking I was out $7,000, and the money just showed up from sales. It was an all-in. One of them was a pass-up from Amy. One of them was my own all-in, and then someone went in with the $15K that day, $1,000.
Amy knows that feeling. Every time she spends $5,000, she makes like 10.
Yeah, it's funny, because I still have a hard time sometimes spending money on stuff, and then I'm like, I know I'll make more money if I actually let this money go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So has anyone seen Misty there? Is she showing up? Is she silent there? I can only see a picture.
Seen the picture.
I can't see her
and
yet.
Misty, we can't see you on camera, but you might be able to just click the button right up top there for the microphone. You might just be muted as well. We might even be able to just hear you talk if you just unmute yourself. Or exit and come back on, you know, try that even. Or also there's a little thing that looks like a wheel up there that has settings that you might have to go up there, click on the settings, and select your proper camera and all that stuff. Sometimes it messes up.
Well, she tried to get back on. It looks like she's having a few issues there. Let's see if we can't keep trying to get her out. And in the meantime, Thomas one too. You did send Thomas one as well. So, Daryl, what is life going to be like for you? What do you see life changing for you in the next couple months from this momentum that you've got now? What do you see coming up?
Man, you know, you asked. That's a tough question, man, because I see things the way that Dave Wood describes stepping into the future, and I don't want to get all emotional on here, man, but things look really well. I see myself on stage with the big check with my daughter, holding the other end of that check. I see the money that I'm making now on a monthly basis. I see that on a weekly basis, and I see it coming in on a daily basis. So, I mean, I can't even. It looks bright. The future is bright.
It's awesome, man.
Right, and I can step in. I can, for the first time, I can actually step into it and feel it, and even more than believe it, I know it.
Mm. It's a different kind of feeling, isn't it, man? I tell you, I had 30,000 a month posted on my wall for about 3.5 years now, and it would have been it would have taken some serious I don't even know what to get there with where I was at 6 months ago, and now I'm clearly on. If I keep farting the way I did today, I mean, I'm going to be hitting 30,000 a month in no time. Let me tell you. Oh man! All right, Misty got on too, and Thomas. All right.
Hey,
you guys
Misty.
need me to clear out so we can make room for some of the other folks?
No, Daryl, we'll probably be all right for now. Hold on for another minute here, man. But we want to introduce these people. So, Misty, how you doing? Okay, so you're muted at the moment. Go ahead and get that mute button at the top right-hand corner of your screen there. Let's see.
Now can you hear me?
Oh,
now
yeah.
we can. Now we can.
Alright.
What up?
Not much.
All right. So I just wanted to quickly acknowledge Thomas here. Thomas, how you doing, bud? Okay, so you're muted too, bud. Go ahead and top right corner, hit that unmute button.
There. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah. Good to have you out, buddy. Good to have you out.
Good to be out.
Nice.
All right. So actually, who sponsored Misty? Who sponsored you here?
Landon.
All right, Landon. Go ahead, man. Take it away, bud. Go ahead and introduce.
Yeah. This is Misty, who's been on my team. When did you join my team? Maybe a month ago.
I don't know. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
All right. Yeah, like time just like travels through space, but awesome. But,
What are you on, Landon? I want some of that, dude.
I've been listening to like too much like Dave Wood. He's like, but no, that's cool though, because you're already. And have you done? Because we haven't even had like a chance to like talk, connect, and stuff. Have you done network marketing, internet marketing before this?
A little bit, not really. Never had any success with it, anyways.
Never made any money doing stuff.
No, not really.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, you just got your first sale, and then you got like a few more unpaids, didn't you?
I got the first day I even did any marketing of any sort. I got one paid, and then the next day I got another. Was the unpaid.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, like, what are you doing? Like, what's working for you? How are you making this happen so fast? Because I struggled for like 5 years without making money.
Well, Craigslist was working okay. Now I'm working on figuring out a different method because that's not working so great.
Okay. All right. So just kind of
We've
like.
got a few of those. We've got a few methods there in the team site. Might
Yeah.
want to check them out. Pretty well.
I'm working on it.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. That one thing that we've got that a lot of people are using, Daryl's using it. That works really well, so you might want to check out that strategy in the team as well. And promotion this month, so we'll get to that.
I've got a question for you, Misty. That I don't know how long you were online. You said you were a little bit, but you never had success. Why do you feel it's different over here that you're able to have success so fast over here? Just plugging into the team site and all that stuff. Why do you feel you're able to have success here and not?
Because I don't have to sell them.
That is
suck at selling.
Straight up.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the truth. That's what most people don't want to do is they're like, do I have to go and actually pitch this to people and sell people? And, that's a lot of the hangups that people have with actual traditional MLM companies, and we're not one, just by the way. We're an affiliate marketing company, all right? But the cool thing is you don't have to sell here. You just have to send people to sales videos that are already created by professionals. That's awesome.
Yeah. just get peeps to the vid.
That's right.
You're so gangster, Landon.
Well, we even have one created by our own Chris Rushlow that even today somebody said, I still don't understand how you make money, Adam. You just give them a link to that thing that where Chris like stands there with a whiteboard and explains it, you know. And
Yeah.
so we never really have to explain anything because we have it.
Yep. And the cool part is that video is coded so anybody it's in a team can use it, and it's coded to them so that if they send that to one of their prospects, they can sign up with the join button below the video, and it's coded to them. So I'm not getting that sign up. The person who's sending them the video is getting that sign up as long as their affiliate ID is put in the link, and that's really simple to understand once you get inside the team and see how that works. So, Misty, any other thoughts here? I mean, what have you? You said you haven't really had any success before. What do you see different about Empower Network so far?
A lot more training, better, that actually makes sense.
That's cool. It is, and I haven't really seen the training anywhere else ever like this. In Empower and in our team as well. So that's awesome. Congratulations, Misty. And we look forward to seeing more coming from you. And you know, it's awesome to see that someone can get started right away and then just jump right out and have success with this. You know, and it's cool because everybody comes from a different background, a different walk of life. And some people just come right in here and they're coachable. They pay attention and they just go for it right away. And they can have that happen. You're already breaking even because of what you've done, and so now it's paying for itself, at least with your basic membership. And that's awesome to be able to do that. And how long was it? How long did it take? Your first day?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Is that some kind of a record? I mean,
it took me only about 4 years, so she beat me by about 1,200 days.
It took me 6 months and over $15,000 invested before I made my first $35 commission.
Yeah.
That's not a bad ROI.
And Misty,
hey, if I kept running business like that, man, I'd been.
And Misty, you're really getting in our good graces right now because the fact that you have a Broncos sweater on, she's smart. She knows the BTC team is in Colorado.
Hey man, I used to live in Colorado. I'm gonna be back there in a couple of weeks, man.
Yeah, I might live here now, but I gotta say, go Packers.
Oh.
Oh, you're just jealous. You're just jealous.
No.
I'm a Bears fan. I don't like the Packers either.
Yeah, well, screw you too, Landon. We don't like the Bears.
well, Misty, you got to come out for the event. That's the thing, is that you get to see what this thing is really about. So maybe come out and hang around. Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. Right on. So Thomas, you're welcome. Yeah, stick around for a little while. Thomas, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. So good to see you again after Chicago. I met you in
Absolutely.
Chicago.
Good to see you again too, man. So how's things going for you? You're kind of now Thomas. He's a little bit of a incredible success story. Thomas did not even know that he had the right to be a part of Team BTC. He had no idea that he was even in our team, sponsored by somebody in our team. And so we met Thomas at the Chicago event, and we ended up having, I believe it was at the Saturday night mixer, the Saturday night party they had. Thomas comes up to me and says, I just realized that I'm actually sponsored by somebody you sponsored. And so I said, well, dude, yeah, get a hold of me. We'll get you into the team site. Like, wow, okay. And so, Thomas, I just want you to tell that story. Tell people how much success you were having before, and then you plugged into the team, and tell us that story, and then tell us how many, what's happened for you since then.
Yeah. Okay. English is not my first language, so just
sure.
Ask me if something is
okay.
incomprehensible or anything.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got started with Empower Network in May, June 2012, and before that I had been struggling online for actually since 2009. I started looking for online opportunities because I wanted to work online with a traditional MLM that my wife was involved with. So, but I struggled, and I saw some success, but not that much. But then I was introduced to Empower Network by this guy from who we sponsored in our MLM. He had found this Empower Network video, and he joined, and he wanted me to join as well. So I took a look at it. Take a look at it, and I thought it was interesting because I had seen the launch, and I didn't do anything about it because at the time I was doing these mini niche sites with with Google, so and that just fell apart when the Google updated the algorithms in April 2012. So and that was about the time that my friend wanted me to watch the video. So yeah, I got involved and started working. I was doing the daily blogging, and I was doing videos. I did some in English. And if you think I'm talking, if I have a broken English now, you should see the first videos I did. It was so bad. So yeah, but I got better. Yes, I can't hear you.
Your English is very good, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, it's getting better. but yeah, so I did some marketing every day, and I did almost all free marketing. I did some solos, but not that much. And in my first year in Empower, I had 20 sales actually, and that's good from just doing free marketing. And it's a learning curve. I learn a lot from writing and talking both in Norwegian, where I'm from. I'm from Norway, by the way. I didn't say that. So it's actually 6 o'clock in the morning, nearly half past. Yeah. Wow. So I just woke up actually. So sorry about being late to the hangout. Yeah, but yeah. Where was I?
You sponsored about 20 people in your first year. Now, did you have upgrades? Were people upgrading to the inner circle and Costa Rica and all that before?
Yeah, actually my first 15K sale, I lost that because I hadn't bought it myself, and that was actually within my first month. So I got that. Congratulations, but you lost that.
I showed Chris one of those emails the other day. He had never seen one of those. I showed him one of the ones that said, "Congratulations, you lost 3,000," and he was in pain. Like he was like, "Oh my God, that hurt." Like, yeah, that's the email, Chris, that just made you $20,000. So you know.
Oh man.
Oh man. Okay, so then you plug it into the team, and then what happened, man?
Yeah, and then I met Chris, and I just and I realized that I had to switch all my marketing over to Team BTC. I learned that I was on Team BTC just before I was going to Chicago. I talked to Nancy, mother of Angela.
Nice.
And she said, and she said I was on Team BTC because I'm under. Tarjei, this sponsor, this guy that Nancy sponsored initially. So yeah, I didn't know that I was on this team, and I worked with this other team that had this strategy of multiple incomes and all that, and that took more away from me than it gave me actually, because I was all over the place. I did a new strategy every month, and I sold everything else online than Empower Network, and I think it hurt my business more than it helped me actually. So yeah, I don't know what could have happened if I was on Team BTC before, but okay, that's just a part of the story. So
hell yeah.
And my story could be so much longer than I mean, this is just bits and pieces of my story. I could take up the whole hangout if I was to tell my whole story here. So, but yeah, I came home from Chicago after talking to Chris and started implementing the BTC strategies into my business and Jordan's training on the PPC formula. It's just crazy. It actually gave me 7 sales in the first week after I came home.
Goodness.
And hold on. I have to take this on the calculator because I paid 250 kroner per sale, and that is in dollar. Let me see, just quick here. That is about $45 I had to pay Facebook to get 1 sale.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I have never heard about anybody doing that. So, but you know, they say don't fix it if it isn't broken. And I tried to fix it, and I haven't gotten back to that campaign yet. I don't know what I did the first campaign, but yeah.
Just go turn it back on, man. Just go turn that one right back on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're trying. We have done multiple things since then, but we have gotten 14 sales since we got back from Chicago, and it's about 2 months since Chicago now.
That's awesome.
And but the culture here in Norway, because we want to bring Empower Network into the Norwegian markets, we want to bring it into Scandinavia. So we have actually started translating the BTC team site into Norwegian, and where the technical things are in place, and we're halfway with all the training, because it's another culture, it's another language, and it's like kind of like Russia. Like they said on the stage from Chicago, they had to translate the entire Empower Network trainings in order for people to get success.
Yeah,
we're not doing that, but we're gonna translate the BTC formula, because that will give people something to follow.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
We are learning English in school, but you know, when you don't use it daily, and you never use it daily here in Norway, people talk like I do. Maybe I'm better than some. But. Yeah, so we need something else than just the English aspect of things.
That's awesome, man.
Well, that's cool, you know. But you're the one to do it, and so that's what it takes, is someone to start it. You know?
Yeah, that's and I'm working closely. You met Helge Vedo. You met him also in Chicago, and we are working closely together with this. So I think we're gonna see huge differences in Scandinavia just this late summer and this fall. So we're looking forward to that. So 14 sales is nothing.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
That's cool. That's really
so
cool.
just ask anything. I can't tell my story in English.
Well, I'm just glad you're here. You know, it turns out that what I'm hearing is that you were having some kind of success a little bit, and then you joined the Be the Change team, and you went on a tirade of sponsoring one a day for a whole week, average.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It makes all the difference in this business.
And what would you say? What was it that helped you make those sponsorships, to be able to make those sales, from what you learned in the team?
Well, it was just the Jordan's training on that you get when you upgrade to the Costa Rica most intensive.
That one thing again.
Yeah, that one thing. Just doing that PPC training. I have done PPC strategies with Facebook and other things in the past, but the way he did it, it just blew my mind. I haven't seen anything like that before.
Yeah,
so that just no. Yeah, it's kind of like a loophole. I hope they don't find out.
Oh, good. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And then Jordan had his training. We are now starting to use Jordan's training as well. And I have never told my story in that capacity before. It's just awesome.
Oh, you mean Landon's training?
What did I say? Something? Landon, yeah.
Jordan's, yeah.
Oh, you're
sorry.
fine.
Yeah, combined with Landon's influence training.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, everybody's getting way.
yeah, man.
That makes so much sense because of that. So thank you, Landon.
No
That's
problem,
awesome.
man.
You're welcome. Now, this is awesome. You know, we've got people just being able to plug right in and make this happen. I mean, that's guys. If you don't see the proof here, my God, we're only halfway done. All right, we got more. So, but I just wanted to open it up real quick for any open thoughts here. You know, Daryl, man, just being out on this call, how's it feel, bud?
Man, it's awesome. You know, just like the recognition, any kind of, well, I shouldn't say any kind, but recognition, man, is good for the soul, man. So, you know, I encourage everyone to step their game up and do whatever you got to do and get on. I feel like $1 million right now. I feel like Superman. So, you know, hey, I definitely appreciate you guys having me on. I'm gonna get out of the way and make room for someone else to come up, but I appreciate it and I look forward to coming back.
All right,
awesome,
we'll see
man.
you in
You're
Denver,
awesome,
man.
man.
Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to hang out with you, bro. Appreciate
Absolutely,
the time.
absolutely.
All right,
Yeah, I'll see you guys in a little while.
All right.
Awesome, man.
Okay. Well, you know, Misty, I'll tell you what. You're one clever marketer. I already know you're going to do very well because you're smart enough to come out with a Broncos. So she knows how to present well. You know, I'll tell you what. She's already getting in my good graces there. You know.
Can't be a bad thing.
She planned it.
No,
So,
it's
Misty,
actually
tell-
pretty cool here.
You know, just Misty, tell us, what's your experience so far of what you've seen with the team? Tell us your experience of it so far. Is this your first or second hangout that you've been on, or that you've watched?
This is the second one, and last week all I did was laugh my ass off. So, but yeah, last week, I mean, besides laughing all the time, you guys is all the language and all the stuff you guys were doing. I was going, okay, I want to do that. How do I learn? What can I sell to get the training? What do I got to do?
Well, last week was a horrible first impression, I'll tell you that.
That actually depends on who you are.
That's a very good point. And let me tell you, if you made it through last week, then you can handle the worst of us. So you know you're in the right place if you enjoyed last week. I mean, my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, me and Jordan and Laura came on, and we were just still in party mode from Miami, and it was just a crap show.
What do you mean were? I feel like we still are in party mode for Miami.
No, we kicked out of party mode for like 2 days and then jumped back into it.
Oh
again,
my
so.
goodness.
Jordan's always in party mode.
This time it's Chris's fault though. It's Chris's fault.
Jordan, when's the last time you've been to the grocery store?
I have no clue. It's been over a month.
When's the last time you've been to the liquor store?
Oh my god.
About 7 hours. No, I'm kidding.
It is hilarious.
Actually, I don't even know if we've made it to the liquor store out here. We've literally been drinking in the streets at the barbecue festival.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you know how much good food? Like, I feel bad for Chris. He doesn't eat pork. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We're at a, barbecued everything. Pork, ribs, pulled pork on everything. It was just absolutely amazing, and good music too. Good music too. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
You know, one thing I want to just mention about really quick, Misty, you had mentioned something, and oh, my mind just went blank. I'm thinking about pork, so I'm kind of like sidetracked on all that good food and all the good beer we were drinking and whatnot, But you had said something, Misty. You said, I'm starting to think of ways I can come up with the money in order to get that training so I can learn what you guys learned down in Florida. And, you know, I had someone email me earlier today, and they said, can you please help me make money? I only have $5 in my bank account. And so it inspired I wrote a subject line down. I'm probably going to shoot a video tomorrow on how you can get started when you don't have the money. And I think back to something that David Wood taught me years ago, and it's it's more or less what Amy runs through in our step 2 of our Getting Started guide. But the difference is you didn't say, oh, I don't have the money to afford that product. You said, how can I come up with the money? And the thing is, when you start thinking in that fashion versus saying, like the person who emailed me today saying, I only have $5, how can you help me, saying, how can I come up with the money? It's an entirely different mindset, because now your mind starts thinking out of the box. Now, remember back in the day, it was about a year into my business, and I was at the point where I had to do one of two things. I either had to shut my business down because it was costing me about $800 a month. I was losing because I wasn't making money, or I had to figure out a way to come up with about $1,500 to run my business for the next 2 months so I could actually get to the point where I was making money. And it was actually when I had read Think and Grow Rich that my mindset kind of shifted. That was the first book I had ever read that had to do with personal development, and my mind kind of shifted there. And I'd gone through some other personal development training there where I started focusing on my vision of where I wanted to be in the future, and I really started meditating on my vision for where I wanted to be. And I remember everything kind of shifted right there. It was like almost instantly I was like, well, how can I come up with the money? And almost magically, I came up with $1,500 in about 7 days. And how I did it was I literally started looking for things that I wasn't using at that point in my life. I said, how can I, what can I sell? You know, or who can I borrow money from? Or can I get another credit card? Or I just literally started writing down a list of all these different things that I could do to come up with the money. Pardon me. And we're talking $1,500. You know, that was a lot more than the 25 that some people are struggling to pull together to get started here, or the 45, I should say, with the affiliate fee. And so I started writing down all these ideas, and all of a sudden I started selling stuff. I didn't just write the list down and say, well, I could sell this. I actually got into action, and I started telling people, hey, I'm selling my shit if you want to buy it. Well, my parents bought some stuff off of me. My dad still has a surround sound system for his entertainment center that I paid like $2,000 for, and he got for $500. So he got a deal on that thing, and he loves watching movies now on the big screen TV. It's awesome. And I sold some stuff to some people that I worked with, and I was literally selling, like, you know, all of this stuff that I'd spent years and years and years building up with birthdays and Christmas and whatnot. And I remember my dad looking at me. He's like, Jordan, are you crazy? You know, he's like, you're literally selling everything. Like, this business is running you into the ground. You're going to go broke. You're going to not have anything left. Like, what's wrong with you? And it's funny because he called me up the other week, and he said, you know what, Jordan, I just had to call you because I want you to know how proud I am of you, that you literally stuck it out when a lot of people thought you shouldn't have, and how much success you're having now. It's just it's so exciting for a father to look at his son and see how much success he's having. And when I got that call, I thought back to that exact moment there where I was, you know, struggling to sell this stuff. Am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right things? Well, I felt in my heart that I was doing the right things, and I got to tell you, I did. So when there's people out there, and maybe some of you watching this right now, you want to get started right now, you want to click that button down below and join, and you're saying to yourself, like, I just don't know if I have the money, I can't come up with it. Well, start to think differently. Like Misty said, how can I come up with the money? And when you start thinking in that fashion and writing down some ideas and some different things, your entire mindset changes. And not only that, not only do you start coming up with these ideas, but your mindset changes to, I'm doing this thing. Because you start committing. When you commit, when I was selling my TV and my entertainment center and my digital projector and my video game systems, I was starting to hawk DVDs for like $5 a piece, you know, to come up with money. When I was selling off all this stuff that I had literally spent 8 years of my life saving, like birthdays and Christmases, my commitment to my business completely shifted, and within literally 45 days, I was making over $1,000 a month, and within 10 months of that day, I was able to walk into my boss and fire my boss because I had made $5,000 in less than 3 weeks because of that commitment that I had made months earlier. And I'm not saying you got to go sell your stuff to get committed, but your mind shifts when you start to do things that normal people that don't make the kind of money we're making and don't have the kind of lifestyles we have, don't commit in that way. When you make those commitments that normal people are afraid to make and will not make, your entire game changes, your mindset shifts, magical things will start happening in your life. So that's all I got to say for now.
That's awesome. Hey, Jordan, can you send those scripts out to those few people? Can you check the chat real quick? I'm still having a script issue.
Yeah. I got it.
So, Thomas, I want to throw it back at you real quick, bud. Just tell us your thoughts and your experience so far after watching these hangouts with our team, and what it means to you to be a part of Team Be the Change.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, it makes all the difference for me, because I was struggling. I was on this team, but I didn't feel like I was a part of a team. I was just doing some strategies, and I wasn't a part of a family. Like I really feel like I became a part of a family right here. And now being here with you guys is like it's like I'm home. yeah. So and it's also like Jordan says, the mindset of everything. It's just like you are doing these books, you're reading these books, and I'm buying these books like you're putting out there on this team site. And yeah, I'm always trying to develop. I have always been into that mindset development thing, but it's so great to have a family that you're working together with, even though you're not seeing each other every day and you're not talking every day, but you know that you have a family out there that are doing the same things that you are doing. It makes all the difference. Yeah. So.
That's beautiful, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I've got chills, man. I'm about to start crying now too, man.
We are a family. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, and I'm
guys.
from Norway. I'm from a different continent, and I feel like I have known you for so long, and I have just known you for a couple of months.
That's awesome, man.
So,
It's a beautiful thing.
Are you going to be in Denver?
I'm going to be in Denver.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Hang out.
So you guys, here we go. Here's another person coming from out of the country. What's your excuse if you don't have your ticket? Go get it.
No kidding.
Right.
You know, and you just heard Daryl share about why his success all started at the last event. You know, these events are life-changing.
Can I just say, I always had the belief that when everybody else was going to the events, I was going to be home. I was going to sit at home and market my business and outperform everybody else who was at the event because they was at the event and couldn't market like I could.
Yeah, right.
And I had that mindset. I thought, I'm going to outperform them because I'm sitting here at my computer and I'm going to market the heck out of everything.
No.
But when I came to the event, it's just transformational. I wouldn't be here, have made the 14 sales in less than 2 months.
Was that your first event in Chicago?
It was my first event in Empower. I had been
Awesome,
to events in my other companies, but
without saying too much, how is an Empower Network event different than any other company event you've ever been to?
It's hard to explain, and especially since I don't talk English as my first language. Right. But it's just different. It's transformational. And I just wish that I had been like this with BTC before I came, because then I had the opportunity to be at some meetings.
We're only 30 days away, man. We're like 30 days away, so
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Denver's gonna be awesome. Which I know I can know like a really funny story with another company's event. I have a friend who's also in Empower, and he was in like another company, like semi-successful, making a little bit of money. Had like a team, and he had like a team of like 12 people like in his town, and they all went to like their company's event or whatever, and like 8 of the 12 people quit after their event, because like after their event they're like, you need to talk to friends and family, you need to start doing more 3-way calls, like, and all these people like, this is the stupidest thing ever. So he takes his team to an event and loses all of his money. It's like, this is dumb.
That's funny, man. Yeah, you bring people to an event here and they're like, I'm hooked, man. I am.
Oh yeah. Like the people that weren't even in, like, was that like your friends Amy, or there was like a girl there that like wasn't even in, and she was like.
Yeah, there was 2 of them at the last event. One of them was the driver of another one. She drove her friend 8 hours because Laura needed a ride, and so her friend, she got one of her friends to drive her. She didn't even know what she was coming to, but she was totally sold on it. And then Danielle came with her mom because Danielle's flight got canceled because of the rain or whatever. She was supposed to go see her grandmother, so her mother dragged her along, and she's now, I don't know if you're on here tonight, Danielle, chime in the comments. I think she's more excited than her mother about Empower Network, and it was transforming like her life. Danielle's 22 years old, and at that last event, she saw possibilities for her life that she had never seen before, and it was really moving and amazing what had happened. And she didn't even know what she was coming to. You know, she came with her mom because her other plan got canceled at the last minute, and her mom didn't want her to be home by herself. So anyway, yeah, these events are definitely life-changing and in more ways than 10.
Jordan, do you mind actually? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Amy,
No, that's
you're
okay.
right. It really is life-changing. It really is, and a perfect example of that. Jordan, do you mind telling everyone what you told me Sunday night at the All In when we were standing there next to the stage? What you also told David Sharp?
Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. And Thomas, you kind of had mentioned a little bit of this too. Well, you know, the thing was, like, when I got into this industry, I was taught the concept of multiple income streams. And, you know, not that I'm knocking anyone that wants to do that. I've done it for years, and I've made, you know, in the multiple income streams, I've made, you know, $500 this month with this, $800 with this month with this, and like it added up to the point where, you know, my best month ever was like $13,000 in all these different income streams, and which was pretty cool. You know, I mean, I think that's a lot of freaking money considering I used to make $9,000 a year before that, and so you know, back in January. I'm pretty sure Dave Wood was speaking directly to me when he said this. He said, you know, some of you, if you would just focus over here and just focus, if you would just focus here and stop being all over the place, you know, and I'm not going to knock you if you are, and some of you on the team, you're wondering why you're not getting a lot of results over here because you're out on Facebook and you're out on your mailing list and you're mailing them to earn a $5 commission on a stupid $20 product. No offense against 25% commissions, but they suck. You know, and the thing is, they're not residual the way they are over here, and you don't get past that $25 and $100 residual monthly commissions. Chris, you make like $10,000 a month off of $25 and $100 residual commissions. It's fucking awesome. But the thing is, Dave Wood said if you would just focus over here, you'd be $100,000 a month earner. You know, and you know who you are, and he was talking to me. And I said, okay, I'm focused over here. But the thing was that I was focused over here, solely focused over here. But now here was the thing. In the back of my mind, and what I was saying to some certain people, they said, well, are you ever going to come back over to your other primary company? Are you ever going to start marketing some of these other programs again? And I said, yeah, as soon as I get things figured out over here and settled down and put in place and all this stuff, I'm going to take the same kind of concepts I'm doing over here, and I'm going to go build systems over in these other places to do exactly what we're doing over here, over there, you know? And so, although I was focused over here physically, in the back of my mind, mentally, I was still not focused over here. And in Chicago, it finally hit me, and I was like, holy shit, I'm not focused over here. And that in the back of my mind, it's actually holding me back. And so, the amazing thing was, I was standing there at the all-in stage, next to Dave Sharp and Dave Wood, and I said, you know what, guys, I thought I was all in over here. I thought I was solely focused over here, and I was physically acting solely focused over here, but mentally I wasn't. And I want you to know right now that I'm solely focused over here on all fronts, on all planes. And in the first 23 days of April, I made $2,000. And over the next 13 days, I made $13,000.
Oh, man.
So I literally basically since Chicago, I've made about $24,000 in 2 months, and it's because my mind is completely focused over here. Now, again, I'm not saying that any of you out there that are listening, that are, you know who you are. You're off doing a bunch of little things. You're trying to make commissions in a bunch of little things because you think if you do all these different things, one of them is going to hook someone, one of them is going to get someone to buy, and then you're going to be making money. And the bottom line is, what I've found is that when your message is focused, when your message is consistent to your people time and time and time again, what they see on your Facebook, what they see on your Google+, what they see on your YouTube channel, what they see coming out of your mailing list, what they see in your daily emails and your videos and all this stuff, what they see is consistency. And they might not see you having a bunch of results right away, but what they see is that consistency all of a sudden compounds over time. And like someone we're going to bring out here in just a little bit, she didn't have a whole bunch of results right away, but as she continued to focus over here, because she was brand new to the industry, as she continued to focus over here and just stay focused and keep that belief strong, and when that time comes where you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to get results, you stay focused on where you're headed and not thinking about where you are. You stay focused on where you're headed and not thinking about where you are. She started getting results. So when you stay focused and consistent on something, the people around you notice. And that's why certain people are now coming back and saying, I'm now ready to join your team because I've been paying attention to you for 6 months and you've been consistently focused on this message. Whereas I used to get people come to me and they say, Jordan, I really want to work with you in Empower or in your primary or in something here, but the bottom line is I don't understand how you can market so many different things and not get a headache. You know, and I was like, I don't know how I do it either, man. It's just kind of chaos, really, but it's no longer chaos, you know. So the bottom line is get focused, stay focused, get consistent over here. If you want to market other things, that's fine. But what I would suggest is get focused over here for 6 months, a year. Get your income up to $10,000, $20,000 a month, and then maybe think about going back over to market something where you're not going to earn 100% commissions. Maybe think about it.
There you go. Sounds like a plan to me. Sounds pretty logical. Kind of makes sense. What do you think, Angela?
Yeah, I mean, I actually was just talking to somebody this morning. I did a new member coaching call, and they were talking about network marketing and, how do you go about using Empower Network to market your network marketing program? And I'm like, you can do that if you want. You can, definitely market your network marketing program using Empower. You can use the blogging platform, but why would you do it? You're only going to make 3% there, and you're going to make 100% here. And he was just kind of like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So I think once people see the grass is so much greener over here, they don't really want to go back and do network marketing stuff anymore and have to, hard sell people over the phone and all that kind of stuff.
All right.
All right. Awesome. And Angela, we're going to get back to you here in just a second because you've got an awesome story that we want you to share because it's really powerful, really, really powerful. But we've got a newcomer onto the scene here. Megan, how are you doing?
Good, thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good.
Welcome to the big stage.
Yeah, this is cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, Amy, do you want to go ahead and introduce Megan a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, Megan. Yeah, welcome out here. It's so good to have you here. It's so good to see you having results. And yeah, Megan's on my team,
Thanks.
and she, what's so cool is that she's just really stuck it out. Now, when people get into Empower Network, people come in at all different levels. Some people have previous experience online and other people don't. And we have a lot of people that are just complete newbies that haven't had any experience online. And one of my favorite things about this team is watching people who just stay consistent and follow along with what we have in place on the team site and then start getting results. Even when, I know, Megan, you went through some period, you can share your story, but I know that you went through a period of frustration where you were like, how come other people are getting results and I'm not getting results? And then all of a sudden the results started to show up because you were consistent. So
Right.
I'm so glad to have you out here, and I'd love to hear you just share a little bit about that and about, what made the difference for you and the strategy that you're using and all of that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I don't have any marketing experience online. So all I knew how to do on the computer was basically I could do Quicken and email. And that's about it. And I didn't have a clue what a solo ad was or nothing. But I do have network marketing experience, and I can tell you I can so relate to all the things that you hate doing because I did all that. Oh, I will never. And so I did that for a long time and finally just said, forget it. This is just not the way. And so I was out of network marketing for a good couple of years at least until Empower came along. And I thought, and it's funny because right before I was introduced to Empower Network, I thought, if I could get online and market stuff, that would be the way to go. And then Empower showed up. So it was kind of like the law of attraction, right? So I thought, I jumped on it. I thought, this is the thing, So it's been a learning curve. I started, I think, just right around Thanksgiving time. And I didn't really realize, you know, the learning curve, and I really was totally clueless. But I got really dedicated about January, I would say. And then I got myself all in. And so I would say, you know, struggling, I think at first it was more not a struggle, it was more an effort, which is different than a struggle, until like Amy said, there was a point in time where I was almost in tears. I was ready to just take my computer and throw it out the window. I just had it. You know, I was just getting so upset and frustrated, and I think it was within a couple days that I had my first sign up. So, you know, it's like when you just hit this wall, but you don't give up. You just keep pushing through it, and you just I think it's almost a signal when you get to that really tough spot, and you just have just so fed up. That's when something happens. It's just it always happens that way, for me anyway, in my life. So that's, you know, you can't give up at that point. You have to just push through it. So that's what I did. And I would say, you know, you guys are really pumping me up, because I'm sitting here going, oh shoot, it's been like 6 months and I finally got, you know, a sign up. I got 2 now, actually.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's amazing how that starts happening once you figure it out.
I know. And then, but, you know, when I hear you guys say, oh, yeah, it took me 8 months, it took me 6 months, you know, I feel better. I feel like, hey, I'm not, you know, can't be that bad.
Right.
No, you're doing great.
No way.
I
So,
struggled for so long.
yeah. I know.
Same here.
So what have you done? What have you done, Megan, that's gotten you these results?
Well, I would say
That thing.
that one thing. Yeah, that one thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was easy to grasp. It was just right under my nose. I was on Facebook anyway, and I thought, hey, you know, I'll try this. And yeah, I was really lucky though. I think the first 2 ads that I posted were getting, from what I'm hearing others say, I was paying between $1 and $2 for a lead. It was more like $1.50 something, you know, anywhere from $1.40 to $1.60 something a lead. And I thought, well, that's pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
That seems to be what the other guys are doing. So yeah, I think I hit it right the first time. So yeah, I don't have any intention of quitting. I mean, this is just every challenge that you break through just gives me more power to push through again, you know.
Yeah.
So.
You know, one of the biggest things I've found, Megan, is when you're in a struggle period in your life, and this is something that, you know, Dave Wood talks about, but this is something that I realized back in December, because a lot of people don't know back in December, I was actually broke. Like, broke. I couldn't afford... I couldn't afford to eat food. Like, I couldn't afford to go home and visit my family on the holidays, and that's the first Christmas that I've ever spent not with my family. And it was tough, because I was literally like laying in my bed, miserable, a couple days before Christmas, and I couldn't even eat, you know. And so at that point, I had already decided that I was getting back over and empowered to get things going over here, because I was literally sick of pushing as hard as I was to not make the money that I wanted to make and not being able to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And the thing that got me from there to, you know, February, where I started to have some really decent months that were going to start pulling me back out of the crazy financial situation I was in back then, was that I wasn't focused on where I was at. And I know that at that time, when you're like in that position where you're in that struggle mode, or you're in that debt mode, or you're, you know, or you don't have the money, or you're broke, or whatever problems are going on in your life, it may seem difficult to say. You know, some people say, well, yeah, it's easy for you to say because you're not there. But the thing is that when you focus on where you are, and that's all you focus on, you're just going to stay there. You know, and that's when you find yourself laying in bed and not doing anything and feeling miserable. However, when you set your intention for where you want to go and where you want to be, and that's all you think about, everything changes, because now you're focused on all this positive, amazing stuff of where you're headed, and that's all your mind can think about. And so as difficult as that may be, you know, I think that's one of the things that has really gotten you through these past 6 months here is focusing on where we're headed versus
I have a story.
Position.
I have a story around that, and it just taught me a lot. That it's a kind of a little analogy, but I went on a bike tour. My dad my stepdad rides bikes, and so he took me on a tour. We went down the Oregon coast. It was so beautiful. And anyway, there was this little town, and we were riding through it, and there were all these really bad potholes on the side of the road, and our bikes, we were having trouble getting through them. There were so many of them. And I said, gosh, Dad, I'm having trouble with these potholes here. I can't seem to keep my wheel out of the potholes. And he goes, well, put your eyes where you want to go instead of on the potholes. And I thought, okay. So I put my eyes where I wanted my tire to go, and it was like magic. I didn't even do anything different except that, and my tire just went where I needed the tire to go. It was so amazing. And I just carried that with me. Always look where you want to go. Now, my husband shared something else with me just the other day, and he put like a pole on his finger. I can't do it right now. I don't have a thing to balance, but you can balance a pole on your finger, or like a little stick or something on your finger. And if you look at your finger, you will not be able to do it very well. But if you look at the top of it, you can do it. So that's kind of the same thing, where if you look at where you're at down here, you can't really balance it. But if you look at the top of it, it balances. And that's just another example. But you can take that to your life, too. So
it's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's a great analogy.
That's a really good. It was kind of like surfing in Hawaii the other month when we were learning how to surf. The guy's like, the one thing you got to remember is if you look and you're about to crash into someone, literally just start looking away from them, because if you look at them, you're going to crash into them.
Exactly.
But if you look away from them, the surfboard just naturally just starts steering away from them. And you know, this little girl, she kept staring at me, and the surfboard sure as shit hit me right in the face. You know, I gotta throw a side note in here. Michael says, "Rock on, Jordan. I want to party with you in Denver." And I'm just going to say right now that I'm not going to be partying in Denver.
Whatever.
You are so
Yeah, did we mention that we had to have security wake him up at noon at the last event so that he wouldn't be late for the friggin' event? Because the security guard had to go in and wake him up out of a friggin' coma.
Oh, yeah.
At noon.
Well, you know what?
I was like waking up for the day, and Jordan's going to bed.
I blame that on Chicago. They should not leave their bars open till 5 in the morning if they don't want people drinking till 5 in the morning. You know? It's kind of like Miami last weekend, man. I mean, we were may or may not have been skinny dipping in the ocean at 7 in the morning a couple nights, you know.
I want to quickly, jump over to Perig and Cyril real quick and say hi and get back to Megan here in a second. But I also wanted to say something here. If Cyril can get back in the screen, possibly, then I can actually say what I wanted to say, which was, as awesome as it sounds, but this is the first time I've been looking forward to this for a long time, but we actually have more women on this hangout than we have men right now.
Now that is sexy.
Yeah, all of the above. We have a lot more women on here. That's what I was loving. Because it was funny because Misty was like, "You want me to pop off?" I'm like, "No."
No, wait.
I was like, "No."
Gotta fix the ratios.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to savor that moment and realize we got more women than men on here. And that's a big thing because we got a lot of awesome women in our team. And what's cool is, we bring people out on these hangouts when they're doing something significant and they got a result and they got something to show, even if it's a small one. And the cool thing is we're bringing out women now faster than men. And that's, Thomas, no offense. Thomas, you're awesome. But, these women are even cooler. Sad to say. And so to have them out here, this is a cool thing. Because we're here in this team. We got a lot of awesome women, and it's time to have them start shining on this stage. So I'm just proud of all of you and extremely happy and grateful for this moment, because this is actually something I've wanted to see for a long time, and every single one of you deserve to be out here. So congratulations. So Perig, Cyril, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can. We're trying to tone down the language here a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
We're doing great.
I can't believe I actually Jordan hasn't even dropped an F-bomb the whole time, which is amazing. You know.
I have, though.
But Amy did.
Oh, that's the funny part. That's the crazy part. So Peregrine and Cyril, tell us a little bit about how things have been the last couple months, and you know how things have really turned on for you. You're really starting to rock. You know, the two of you are really getting going, and we're seeing results here. And you know, just tell us what happened. You know, reiterate a little bit about what you talked about the other week, and how things have turned around since you've started doing that one thing that we've been talking about.
Yeah, sure, I am. Well, you know, just to go very quick over the story for people who are new, we've been in Empower since the beginning, and we've done well at the beginning using some pretty complicated strategies that we really had a hard time getting people to do because, well, it was not that fun. It was a lot of work. And you know, I kind of got tired of it. Google slapped me pretty bad, and we took a break for over 6 months. And towards the end of last year, I'm not exactly sure when it was maybe November or December, Jordan kind of we started to talk again a bit online, and he told me that you know, a few people were putting this new team together for Empower, and that it's gonna rock. So I said, you know, just like the first day, he said, "Oh, you should come in that thing. It's, you know, it's gonna start." He was talking about Empower, obviously, and I joined the first day. And then when he told me about the team, I said, "Sure, I'm in," or I'm back. And I shouldn't take Thomas's line though, the other Thomas. So we came back and we started to plug into the site, and I've been building sites for a long time, and I've been a few systems for myself and my team before, and I know it's a lot of work, and it's not that easy to keep up with all the changes and everything that need to be updated. So first of all, kudos to whoever does that. I don't even know who in the team does that, but that's pretty impressive. And then when we came back and we plugged into a team, we realized
be the change team, of course.
Yeah, we realized that we had been doing a lot of things that was really unnecessary and taking way too much time. And actually, I think I said it last time, and I'm going to repeat it. I was having a hard time sponsoring people before because, and that might sound stupid for some people, but I had a hard time sponsoring people because I didn't know what to do once I had sponsored them. I just didn't know how to get them, you know, doing what I was doing because it was so complicated. And I kind of, like, in the back of my mind, it always prevented me to, like, really going at it and sponsoring people, because I was like, oh man, if I sponsor them, I'm like, they're never going to be able to do that, and I'm kind of feel like I let them down because there's not an easy way to do it. And when I got into the team and I got the emails are written for us for Weber, the capture pages are already done, it's copy and paste. The training for the marketing strategies, they're either in the 15K formula product and some on the team website that Jordan and London did. Great training there.
Yeah.
And I just applied that. I just didn't really try to do anything new, and I just forgot everything that I knew, and I started over.
Yeah.
And since I did that, which was roughly a month ago, I think, I've generated more leads in 1 month that I probably did in the past year. Well, you know, I took a long break, so it slowed down as well, but still, you know, it's the power of taking action. And I've had more sign up in the last month that I had in about 6 months before that. Just because now it's so much easier for me to know what to do, really. Post an ad, get people interested, watch the video, plug them into the team site and let them go through the process and repeat and repeat and repeat, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
it's the system, make it as simple as can be, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. I think that works for us. Generally wonderful.
I think it works for everybody.
Yeah, it works for
That's
everybody because as we mentioned again, Jordan and Chris and Amy earlier mentioned is commitment and consistency. I think that's the key because everything, you don't have to reinvent the new wheels. You don't have to invent anything new. You just have to model and you have to take action and you have to put your head down and do it. I think there's always a consequences. You know, if you want to reach success, you have to work hard. But here, I think, like Jordan said, I think the other a couple
Jordan
weeks
is
ago,
gonna
right?
laugh when you say that.
It's not working hard. It's play more and work less. So that's why we have the Empower Network. The most powerful people want to make it as simple as can be.
Yep.
Then you can have you can roll from that, and we can experience success from that. So that's it.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you know, Chris earlier today, Ray Allen was actually out here, and Chris was like, Chris was going to teach him a thing or two, and Chris said, just let me ask you one quick question. Do you want the hard way or the easy way? Like, well, that's a silly question. I mean, I can't fathom anyone that would say I'd want it the hard way unless, I mean, well, but point being, I think everyone would like to work less, make more money so they can have more fun. Like, if I had to choose between having fun all day and working all day, I'd say, well, of course I want to have fun all day and still make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And, you know, like what you guys said there, I struggled to sponsor people in other companies for that very reason. It took me actually 2.5 years before I ever sponsored my second person. Oh, no, sorry, 20 months before I sponsored my second person ever in my primary network marketing opportunity because I didn't know what to do with them once I got them started. Well, here, like you guys said, it's like dropping them in a bucket. I like what Tracy Walker said. You're literally just, you get a person, you drop them in a bucket, which is the team site. All you do is plug them in, say, go start, watch that video. It tells you everything you need to do, and then that's it. Just listen to what they tell you to do and stay plugged in. You know, that's all people need to do is they plug in and they just stay plugged in. And then you go get another person and just plug them in. And when people see how easy it is to get someone started here, they say, well, I can do that too. I can do that too. So they can very easily go out like Misty did and get a person in her first day or first week or first month, whatever it was. And it's just so cool.
Yeah. I actually did a team training coaching just yesterday as well.
Yeah.
And when I showed her how to do that, and she said, oh, that's how you do it? That's it? All I have to do, that's it? It's like, yeah, that's it. It's like I didn't have to do anything else? Yeah, that's it. So she's like, okay, I can do that. So that's awesome.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
It's just this is a simple step, yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's it, and that's what this team is about. I want to pop back to you guys in a second, Cyril and Perik, but I want to jump back over to Megan real quick. And, you know, Megan, you've been with us. You've come to the events. You've hung out with us when we had that really cool first meeting in Amy's room. You watched us grow. You grew with us, and then in Chicago you were in our breakout room, and then you've been on these hangouts. You've been loyal. You've been in the Facebook groups. You've been here, and I just want to ask you, what's it like being a part of Team Be the Change and Team Shine?
I think it's really cool. I think about what it would be like if you guys weren't here and I was just on my own trying to do it. I mean, I joined. You know, Amy was still, you know, just Amy doing it before Jordan and Chris showed up, and that was great. She had her site, and I used that site to get started. But when it just seems like there's power in numbers, and I have no problem bringing people in. I'm not afraid to bring anybody in because I don't have any question about what to do with them, and I like the numbers. I think we're really lucky to have a team of like 3 people, you know, up there, rather than just say one person. I don't know.
Yeah, and to add to that very quick, and I 100% agree with that, and that's also, and that's kind of parallel to what I mentioned earlier, where I didn't know what to do with people, and now being part of the team, I'm doing Facebook advertisement. I pay to advertise, and some people might not want to do that, and I know now that if someone tells me, oh, how do I do something else? I can say you can look at the product, but also know that the power of masterminding is important. So I know that because we have so many people in the team now that do many different things and have good results many different ways, I can point my new people to mastermind with other people that do the same strategy, and they can come up with have better results together. If they don't want to do what I do, because I do one thing, I cannot do so many things.
You're exactly right. We can do that with all different types of strategies in there, and it was cool. Like what happened with you, Perig, is that you were doing certain methods, and then you kicked into this Facebook strategy that Jordan and then Landon came in and taught as well and added to, and you just went. I mean, you just had a quantum leap. I mean, just a quantum leap. I mean, if I remember right, within that time frame, and maybe you can give us an update now, but I mean, it was. I think we were looking at 2.5, 3 months prior, where you had generated about 700 or so in income.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Yeah.
And then you started this one thing, this strategy that Jordan, kind of really this little loophole that we've really figured out that we've got in the team, and. You started that, and then what was it? Instead of it being 3 months to make 700, in your next 3 weeks, you made about $750 from that strategy alone.
Yeah.
That's
it's
insane.
Over. Yeah, and then right now, so just past 1,000 leads, 8 new people in the team, and yeah, close to $800.
Wow.
And I actually got a shout out to some of my team members who sent me their intention to going all in.
Oh, please go right ahead.
Before the 4th of July. I gotta catch the name. I'm trying to get better at remembering people's name, but go ahead. I'll find the names.
Okay. Well, the cool thing is, guys, is what you might have been hearing about tonight. I'm going to pop over to Angela here in a minute. She's got an amazing story that we're going to hear from, and how this worked for her as well. She's got a little bit of a unique strategy she's figured out, and we're going to be able to utilize some of that here too as well. But we've been talking about this one thing, and by now you probably have heard that we're talking about this Facebook strategy, which obviously, guys, everybody's on Facebook. So if you understand that and you know how to capitalize on it the right way, and you run this like a business, and you have a marketing budget, and you choose to do this really creative, cool advertising that Jordan has really figured out, and then Landon took his influence expertise and laid it over the top of it and turned it into something that literally anybody can turn on, just like Perig did, just like Megan did, just like Angela has, just like a lot of the people have, just like Thomas has, just like I have, just like Amy has. We've all done this, and this works really, really well. And the cool thing is that when you join this team, if you come in, we've got a special this month. We've actually got a special. Normally this training is reserved for people who are all in. That means that you've bought all the products, not just the basic membership, but we need to know that you're serious about this, and so we make sure that you own all the products, and we do that because we want to be able to have you make money. We want to be able to have you take advantage of all of the income that you can make when you bring people into Empower Network. Because the reality is, and we've talked a lot about this before, is that people will go through those videos, they will watch them, and some of them will upgrade past possibly products that you might yourself own. And if that's the case, if you don't own that product, you don't qualify for the commissions. So that means if someone goes and buys that $3,500 product, and you get you don't get the $3,000 commission. The next person up from you that sponsored you that qualifies for it gets it. So you don't want to miss out on that. But here's the cool thing, okay? Normally, you've got to go all in, which is all of the products which equal $5,125, $5,125 to $5,145 with your affiliate fee, and that's quite a bit to get your hands on this training. So it's not like everybody gets access to this. This is a finite resource, and so we keep this in-house, okay? And so there's strict guidelines that you follow with this stuff, and we don't release this to the public. And no one gets this outside of our team. So the cool part is we had a special promotion, and we've got this going till the end of the month. So you've got right now 12 days left, and we've lowered the access to it to the $15K per month product level. Now that's our $1,000 a month product level. So what that means is that if you are at the basic, the inner circle, the Costa Rica, and the 1,000, which is the 15K per month formula, then you can get access to that Facebook training rather than having to pay the extra $3,500 to get in. You're only paying $16.25 rather than $15.25 or $51.45. Okay, so it'd be $16.45. And so that's a big discount in order for you to get your hands on this training that can literally just manufacture leads and sales with the funnels that we have set up. So with that, you know, this is this one thing that people have been talking about that, you know, if you're not there yet, you're missing the boat. Just straight up, because you're not there yet, you're missing the boat. And that's because everyone here is having a lot of success with that strategy. Now here's the thing. Angela, she is a badass video marketer, and she's got a lot of leads and a lot of stuff coming in from video marketing that she's learned over the years. And, you know, Angela knows her stuff. She's smart. But here's the cool part. She took what Landon taught in a part of our Facebook training, which is a lot of influential training, and also some of the concepts that Jordan taught, and she applied that to her videos. Just changed a few things. One thing, I think it was like even just one tweak on some of those videos. And I'm not even going to steal her thunder. Angela, take it away. Let us know what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I try and watch training, I try to look for like other stuff outside of what's actually being taught on, because a lot of times there's a lot to learn outside of just like one specific strategy, like the Facebook strategy. And what happened to me was I noticed like this huge gaping hole in what I was doing after I heard Jordan talk about how to do this Facebook thing. And I applied it to what I'm doing, and literally within a week, I went from having 2 sales, 3 sales a week max to getting a sale a day. And right now it's the 19th of the month. I've had 18 sales this month. And it's the 19th only in Hong Kong, so it's not even the 19th over there yet. It's not even fair. So I've had 18 sales this month. And it's just consistent ever since I just tweaked one little thing, made everything kind of a little bit more congruent, pointed people from my videos in the right direction so they knew where they were going from the video, and it changed everything for me, and it's been crazy.
So I think I was just I saw a screenshot from you. I believe it was earlier today, where we actually got you to track, you know, all the crazy stuff you're doing, but we actually finally got you to do some tracking on this and find out your conversions. Now here's the cool part, because, you know, a lot of this influence training, this really helps with conversions. And I just want to ask you, after you have that tracking in there just from the last day or couple days from your videos, what is your capture rate on your capture pages?
Okay, so this is what I did was I installed tracking on my capture page that gets the most traffic, and I know it gets the most traffic because that's where I get the most leads. And so I installed tracking on it, and I actually just now opened my Aweber. And in the past 2 days, it's had 14 displays. One of those displays is me. It's had 8 submissions, and the conversion rate is 57.1%, but it's actually a bit higher than that, because like I said, one of those displays was actually me checking the capture page to make sure it was working okay once I installed the thing on there. So
that's about 60%, honestly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
For those of you who are not in affiliate marketing or internet marketing and don't understand opt-in rates and capture rates, you should be happy with a 25% capture rate. You can build a business off of that. She literally has double and then some. We're talking 60%. That will normally make most internet marketers' eyes pop out of their head and say, "What the hell are you doing?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was excited to see that as well, because it's funny. I mean, I get like 60, 70 leads a day now, and I didn't even know what my capture page conversion was. Like, I heard Landon talking about, you know, his one was like 60%, and I'm like, man, like, what happens if mine is only like 20%? Maybe mine isn't that good at all. And so I was talking to you, you know, the other day, Chris, and you were like, yeah, like, this is how you install it. It's just one little piece of code, and I did that. And it's cool to see.
That's
really
awesome.
Awesome.
So here now, I want you to quickly tell the story because you've gone through quantum leaps here just in the last couple months, and so if you could tell what you were doing before you joined and plugged back into the team, and then just month by month, what has happened for you?
Well, I started doing video marketing back in December of 2012. Started doing videos, trying to get them to rank in the search engines, all that jazz. And I knew it was going to take a while because Google takes a while to rank stuff. But I was patient with it. And like right around kind of like February time, I started to really see some rankings. And my income went from, I actually have this in front of me right now here, my income went from $1,729 in January to $2,552 in February. And I remember being on a Skype chat with Jordan, and I was like, I'm like, I don't know about this Empower Network thing. I'm getting some signups, quite a few signups, and nobody is upgrading. Like, I'm not making that much money at all. And he's like, are you plugged into the team? And I'm like, team?
That's awesome.
And he's like, yeah, there's a team. So you can join right here and plug your people into it, and they're going to start upgrading and buying more stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. So even in that month, essentially all I did, there's an email that you copy and paste when you're a part of the BTC team, that you copy and paste and you send to your new members when you get somebody signing up. You just copy and paste this email and you send it. So I started doing that. I didn't even call my new members at all. I would literally just send this email, and in the month of April, my income went from $2,552 in March to $3,024 in April. Then last month in May, it was $6,850, and now just from the 15th of last month to the 15th of this month, which is the last time I ran the numbers, my income was $9,950.
My God!
Woo!
Wow.
It's funny, I forgot Chris was just in the other room, and then I heard the clapping through the door, man. I'm not used to doing the hangouts in the same place, man.
Jordan forgot he wasn't home.
It's because everywhere is home right now, Amy. Everywhere is home.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, I got
goodness.
this. Here I go.
Yeah, I told you I had to put your energy was pushing the chair through the wall.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, the door kept popping open, man. Here we are. I want you guys to look up. See that banner right there?
Teleportation.
We're gonna have that. We're gonna have that hanging out in the
breakout room.
Yeah,
I hear my echo. It's weird. In our breakout room in
We
Denver.
hear it too.
See, I'm represented in the office.
There we go. Now.
There we go. Yeah, now you're not hearing an echo. Yeah, you. Okay, I just had to do that.
Well, Angela, I mean, you just said, here's something. And Thomas, you started getting more upgrades in your team when you plugged into the team site, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you started plugging your people in? Am I muted?
No, we can hear you.
All right, I'm Thomas.
May be muted.
Did you start getting more upgrades as soon as you started plugging people into the team site? What, 2 months ago? You started making bigger commissions, right?
Yeah, that's right. I got my third 15K just 2 weeks after I started using the BTC.
Nice, man.
Yeah,
nice.
So it definitely works.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
Angela, when you went from not being plugged in to being plugged in, you went from $2,500 in a month to 7,000, or actually almost 10,000 in a single 30-day period within what, like 2 months? Insane.
Yeah, March, April, May, June, 3 months. Well,
And-
2.5 months actually, yeah.
And Landon, the month before you plugged your team into the team site, you made how much the month before you plugged your team into the team
I
site?
went from 1,200 to 10,100 in a month.
In 1 month, in 30 days.
Yeah.
And the
In
only
30
thing you
days.
changed was plug. Actually, Landon, yours is actually really interesting because what Landon did, and I think this is so cool here, and it goes back to everything that everyone was talking about here, is plugging your team in and just letting them go through the process themselves without having to handhold. Landon actually went from hand-holding, because he was on the phone with his team members all day long, maybe not all day long, but on the phone with his team members a lot, and he went from that making $1,200 a month to not being on the phone with his team members anymore, and making $10,000 a month within 30 days.
Yeah. Because of the strategy that you get. Oh, go on, man.
And that's the crazy thing, is that before you plugged into the team, you were actually using a different strategy to get your leads. And when you plugged into the team, you saw that training. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually stopped that other method, went full on with the Facebook training, the one thing that you've been using, and got that result in a month's time from 1,200 to almost 10,000.
Yeah, everything is exactly like what you see tonight. Everything that I've done is the one strategy that you get when you upgrade to the 15K formula now, and the other thing is just plugging my team into the team training site. Because I was like training my entire team on my own. I would be on the phone, like, this is what you need to do next, and I would be like, we'd be like on like Skype doing like the screen shares. I'm like, this is a capture page, you know, I'll help you set this up, you know. That was like my life. That's what I did, making no money for months and months and months, and then I plugged everyone into the team. I did the strategy. And I've made, like, with just that strategy, I personally brought in, like, over 100 people over the last 70 days, doing nothing else. I do no other marketing except for that, and it works.
And you've made like what, like $25,000 or something like that?
Yeah, just over 25 grand in 78 days using one strategy.
You went from $1,200 a month to 25 grand.
And how old are you, Landon?
I'm 22. So that's pretty crazy.
Awesome. That's just awesome.
Okay,
So
guys,
awesome.
if a 22-year-old can do it.
And this stuff was like hard for me forever. I mean, it wasn't like this was just like natural, easy. It was hard. I mean, I've been in other deals where I'm like on the phone trying to sell stuff. This was not come easy, but it's easy when you plug in and you just do whatever it takes for a little while.
Well, Landon actually taught, in addition to Jordan's awesome training that everybody's using, Landon jumped in after he figured this out. I mean, he has figured this out, and he jumped in and did an incredible training where he just breaks down exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, the results speak for themselves, and it's just, yeah, I mean, you're not going to get any training better than that. It's more simple than that. I mean, yeah, huge kudos to you.
I actually created a new ad today following, like, we have this, I don't know, 9 or 8 steps in there. And I was like, first step, okay, how can I say that? And then second step, what can I say that? I just put one after the other, and the ad it's ready, right? It's ready to go, and I'm like, I'm gonna post it, and I'm gonna start it later today, I mean tonight after the hangout.
That's awesome, man.
You know how it goes, because Chris, you used like my formula and like set up an ad, and like you were getting like dollar leads today or something.
Yeah, I actually just wrote an ad yesterday using your formula and just targeted. You know, and I normally do a lot of personal development, but I figured, oh, let me see if I can save some other broke network marketers here and let them see the light. And so I essentially took. I essentially took your strategy and then also combined what I learned from last weekend in Miami with how to tell your story. The specific part about how to tell your story. I didn't get into all of the open loops and all of the verbiage that we talked about in the language patterning a little bit, but nothing real serious, right? Couple lines. And then told my story and made sure that it was just real, how to really craft your story to where people resonate with it and understand it. And from that, yeah, I'm getting like it's down to like $1.50 right now for leads, and it was actually a little better. It was at first $1, but I changed something, and I got to change it back. There I get messing with a good thing, right? And so as soon as I change it back, I'll probably get back down to dollar leads again, and those things convert. I mean, big time. So I'm excited, and I mean I just crafted a new one here just yesterday, and just finally had a first chance to do 24 hours, and I think so far 25 leads within the last 24 hours. So yeah, that's about where I'm at right now.
Gangster.
Amazing what happens when you change one thing. Such big things happen.
Just this one thing. I've been talking about this one thing all day. And that is the one thing. So here's the deal, all right? If you are in Team Be the Change, upgrade. Find a way. I don't care how you do it. I don't want to know how you do it. Matter of fact, don't tell me how you do it, but just do it, okay? And, there are some people that are halfway plugged in, that still scatter their energy among other things, and every once in a while, because they're not all in, they pass up big commissions to me. And the thing is, they're doing well on other things, but because they're so scattered and they want to essentially, make excuses for why they can't go all in. And because of that, they've passed up already, like $9,000 to me in commissions. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm thinking to myself, how about you find a way, since you make quite a bit of money, to pull off, or even borrowing the money to go all in, so that you can because you've now lost 9,000. I don't want that to happen to you out there, okay? So I'll thank you for it if you do it. Don't get me wrong, but you're not going to like it, because you're never going to get that back. All right, and that's not my decision. That's the company's decision with the way the comp plan is, that they're hard-coded. And so you're never getting that back. Even if you upgrade right after they buy, you're screwed. You're not going to get that back. So don't be screwed. Get all in. Find a way. Borrow the money. Do whatever you got to do. Give blood. Take part in a damn pharmaceutical, program, drug testing program if you have to, and take, whatever. Okay?
We have lots of ideas on our team site as far as creative things. I mean, even Allie just found a credit card that has no interest for a year, and she's like, I'll just pay it off before, whatever. There's so many different ways to come up with the money if you really want to do it. And what Chris is talking about, them being hard-coded, it's not a one-time loss when a commission is passed up, right, Jordan?
Right. Yeah, I passed Amy up to Chris, and I think it's already cost me $21,000 in 6 months or something.
Just for one product. Because what happens is, if that product,
do you know how much partying I could have done with $21,000?
Yeah. But so in case you don't understand what we're talking about, if something passes you up because you don't own the product, for the life of that, that person that is now hard-coded to somebody else, all of their pass-ups on that product are going to go to that person that they're coded to now. You're not going to get any of that. So when I bought the master's course before Jordan did, that's why all of my masters, not only did Chris get the commission on my, he got a $3,000 commission when I bought it instead of Jordan, but Chris has also gotten all of my pass-ups instead of Jordan. So that's what we're talking about.
Which have been quite a few so far.
Yeah. So that's why we really want to help people get all in as soon as they can, so that you don't, because it's not just a one-time commission that we're losing out on. And again, on our team site, we have some training that shows people how to be creative and how to set your intention on getting each of these products as soon as you can. Because it's important. Otherwise, you're leaving money on the table. The marketing is the same, regardless of what products you own. All we're marketing is entry into the $25 platform, and so that's what we're doing, regardless of what products we own. The amount of work it takes is exactly the same. The amount of money it takes if you're doing any kind of paid marketing is exactly the same. So if you don't own all the products, some people are going to get in and buy everything, whether you own the products or not, and if you don't own them, the commissions are going to pass you.
So here's the good news with that. The good news is, to be able to take advantage of that one training, which we have 2 parts of, you don't even have to be all in. For this month, for 8 more days, you only have to get up to the 15K, which is a $1,000 product. And that means you have to own all the other ones below it, which is the $500 product, the $100 monthly recurring, and the $25 monthly recurring, and paying your affiliate fee. And so when you have that, you get access to this. And I'm telling you what, you can follow this structure and literally manufacture leads. It is nuts. It is nuts. So if you're out there and you're the person that right now is still wondering what's your strategy, what is your niche? What is your way of marketing? How are you separating yourself? How are you distinguishing yourself? How are you using your, what business people call your unique selling proposition? You know, I think it's a very term. But whatever it is, I'll tell you what, you can do all that inside that training. Okay, it's funny how it seems like it's a step-by-step do exactly this, but there's a part of you that you can't help but insert yourself into, and it works. It's amazing. It's one of those things that really helps you grow as a person as well, just by learning how to write this type of stuff out. You know, you'll be amazed and blown away at what you'll even find out about yourself through writing, to going through this process that rewards you far beyond the money and the prosperity that you'll get from it if you work at it and keep getting it to where it's a successful level that you're getting results from. And that's just one of the things I can say that you'd be really surprised about. That's just a cool bonus and a side effect. However, to me, that's one of the most important things now. So any way I can continue to grow, I do. I embrace this. I love it. I'm going to continue to do more and more of it. And for those of you that are really serious, I'm telling you, there's no accident. There's a reason why you're here tonight. There's a reason why you're listening to this. It is time. And everything happens for a reason. And if you're listening to this, it means that it's time for you to take another step, take it in faith, get on the inside, upgrade, get this training, and change your life.
And if you cannot go all in, at least go into 50K and set your intention to get all in as soon as you can. And I got my team member Mark Johnson, who sent me a photo of his filling in the intention for going all in by the 4th of July. So I know he's going to do it. I know he's going to do it.
Well, that's all, and that's what the cool thing is, that the 15K actually teaches you how to set your intention properly. Here's the cool part, guys, about Empower Network. It's a little different than most companies in direct selling. And a lot of direct selling companies and quote-unquote MLM companies, which we're not an MLM company, we're an affiliate company, but we've got a lot of people that come from that background, and we know that culture to understand it, right? Here's what you got to know. This is something that you've got the products. You have to normally buy training to sell the products that you're going to sell in other companies. The coolest part about this in Empower Network is that the products are the training, and the training are the products. It's one and the same, which enables someone to build a business outside of Empower Network in whatever business they want, or just make money by referring the Empower Network products as your business, as an independent affiliate. And either way, you make a lot of money. Now, for me personally, I just stay fully focused on selling Empower Network products, because if I sell other products, I have to pay, I only get part commissions. I get like small commissions. If I'm in Empower Network, if I'm getting someone to pay $100 a month, I'm getting that $100 a month. If I'm getting somebody to pay $500 a month, I'm getting that $500 a month. If I'm getting somebody to pay $1,000 a month, I'm getting that $1,000 a month.
Hey, Chris, hold on, dude. You keep saying $500 a month and $1,000 a month. The 500, the 1,000, and the 3,000 are not monthly, even though I think it would be awesome if they were.
Well, Steve, I was only.
I would love
what
to be getting
$1,000
residual commissions.
That's a good point, and thank you for distinguishing that. But I will say, I'm only speaking from personal experience here, because I get 500 and thousands every month.
Oh, me too.
It's just different upgrades.
Yeah.
But I get them every month. But they're one-time products. The recurring ones are the 25 and the 100. The cool part is, guys, is when you get a 5-figure monthly recurring income from just the 25 and the $100, I will tell you what, any worry you ever had is gone. I mean, I'm saying this is a 6-figure yearly, 6-figure annual income from doing something once and not having to do anything again, and just plug them into the team. And those people will eventually upgrade, but those recurring $25 and $100 still go to you every month. How cool is that?
And what's so powerful is that with Empower, as you said, products is a training, and is almost the overhead on the cost on a monthly basis is nothing. I mean, I used to do a lot of SEO, right? And I had to buy so many tools that I was making $2,000 a month, but I was paying $2,000 a month of tools because I need this tool to keep going, right? Now when I came back and plugged into the team, I canceled everything else. I focused 100% on Empower, and now my monthly cost went from $2,000 to $125 a month.
Nice.
You know, and the income keeps growing now because Empower keeps growing, right? So there's almost no overhead whatsoever. Besides, you know, advertisement budget if you want to do that. No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Perig, man, I'm telling you what, man, Perig, that is awesome, and you're so right. The reality is that when you hit a certain point, this thing just has its own gravity. You can't stop it if you tried. Really. I mean, you could try, but you will fail at that. That's the one thing you will fail at. But this thing just gets going, and when you have something like what we've seen here, where we have a team of support and a family here, people want to be a part of it. People don't leave, and people just continue to upgrade and bring people in, which is what it's about. So, yeah.
I tried stopping it last year, and it just kept going, and I made more money doing nothing in Empower Network than I made in anything else. It was silly. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I was busting my ass and all these other things. I didn't make all that much money, and I didn't make as... Let me just put it this way. I made more money in Empower Network doing nothing for 11 months of 2012, doing nothing. I started in December 5th of 2012. I actually started working over here again. I made more money in that first 11 months doing nothing than I did busting my ass in every other income stream that I had built.
Same here, Jordan.
Yeah, and that's kind of when logic sets in, and you're like, since I'm doing nothing over there and making a lot of money, I wonder if I started doing something over there, how much money I would make. Then the logic sets in even further. You're like, if I'm doing something over here and I'm making even more money, I wonder if I just busted my ass over here for a little bit, how much money I would start making. And I got to tell you, you know, those $3,000 commissions, that just doubled my monthly income. Like, I want to throw some numbers out here real quick, because I think this is so important for people to understand. Like, you know, wrong spreadsheet. My
cover your ears, Amy.
Between the $500, the $1,000, and the $3,000 commissions last month, they equaled 73% of my income last month, which was $10,850. Okay, the month before that, the 500,000 and 3,000 equaled 61% of my income. So my point is that had I not owned the 500, the 1,000, and the 3,000, and some of you don't have the money to get to 3,000 right now, that's entirely okay, because why we're doing this, if you get the 1,000 right now, I promise you your team members are going to be upgrading. Your team members will be upgrading whether or not you own the products. I know from experience that it happens, and so do a lot of people here know from experience that happens. When we get you upgraded to the $1,000 product and your team members start upgrading to that product, because there's a time limit on this bonus we're giving away, you can then earn the money to go all in. That's our intention here. We want you to be all in, not only so you can earn the big commissions. That product, the master's course, a lot of people on this call here are going through the master's course right now, and I can guarantee you that it's changing their lives, not just financially, but in a whole lot of other ways. Landon actually learned how to put down the phone. Landon learned how to stop being on the phone with his team members all day. You know, so did Amy, actually. Not that she was ever on the phone with her team members, but Amy learned how to help her team members a whole lot more by helping them less, if that makes sense, and having more of a life and having more freedom and not feeling so stressed out. And it's you know, so the bottom line is we want you to get to this course so that you can go through the training, so you can become the master, so you can be mastery, so you can learn how to build a business, you know, a $100,000 a month business, while still living a life, while still having fun, while still doing what you want to do. And that's why you need to get all the training. So
you can be the change that you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
That's why I call it Be the Change. Because you can literally be what you want to change. You can. That's right. Aspire to be. Thank you, Sarah. You watched the video.
I watched the video,
man.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah. Is that not the cool? Come on now. Is that not the coolest video ever?
Awesome. Yeah. Aspire to be. Yeah.
That's
definitely.
it. If you guys have not watched that video, I'll tell you what. These cats are something else. The luminaries. They were the inspiration behind why I chose to call this Team Be the Change, because for one, I was already completely inspired and fascinated by Gandhi. and how, you know, he was, you know, this is funny because we were actually having this talk on the gondola with our bikes heading up Keystone on Sunday with somebody who was talking about, you know, the banks and the manipulation of the monetary systems and how this country's having a, you know, it's just going down the tubes because of it. And he's talking about how we're going to have some major revolution where everyone's going to be shooting everybody and everybody's going to have guns and everybody's going to have a problem. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, there was a guy by the name of Gandhi who, after 100 years of British occupation in his country in India, he left a peaceful, he led a peaceful movement of nonviolence, what he called civil disobedience. And after 100 years, caused the British Empire to leave the country and give them back their sovereignty. Nobody had any riots. I mean, there was a couple breakouts at some point, and Gandhi actually fasted and told them he would not eat and he would fast until they stopped rioting. And because he was so powerful at being who he wanted to be in the world, being the change he wanted to see and setting an example for people, the people stopped rioting, and he was able to regain his health back because he wouldn't eat for like days and days and days. It would go on weeks at some point. And, you know, he did this out of courage because he knew that the violence, trying to overpower and overmuscle and try to fight them, would only cause more of it. If a lot of you, that's right in line with the law of attraction. A lot of you who may have seen it in secret or read about the law of attraction realize that when you have a war on drugs, you create more of it. When you have a war on crime, you create more of it. When you have a war on you know, teen pregnancy, you create more of it. If you subsidize something, you get more of it, right? And so you got to understand that you can't fight it with the same energy because all it does is create more of it. You're just sinking to that level. So what did Gandhi do? He actually created something at a higher level and held to it, and he was really actually being the example that he wanted to see, and he showed everyone else, you just have to be who you are and be the change by not fighting it, but having enough courage and power to do it anyway, regardless of what the British Empire was trying to do, to impose all these taxes and sanctions on their salt tax and trying to brutally beat them when they were doing marches in the streets, and they didn't fight back. And you know what? To do that and to end 100 years of British occupation in their country because of that, that's amazing, okay? But you know what? I was so inspired by that I had to really look into Gandhi and see what was going on there. And I just stumbled upon this group, the Luminaries, and they had this song that was called Be the Change. And it literally tells the story about Gandhi and the other people in the world that inspired similar movements like Mother Teresa and others, and talking about they're paying homage and tribute to the people that really moved the human race forward. And these guys are rappers, but they're the most positive, conscious, spiritually minded people that you've just about ever met. And the crazy thing is, for a lot of you who don't like rap music, it's not like it's rap music like rap music that we understand as rap music. These guys are lyrical, and it's music, and it's a beautiful melody, and they are rapping, but it's all positive. There's no cussing. It's nothing like that, and it's not rap music like a lot of people like to say that it's just degrading people and it's negative and it's, you know, all that stuff. There's none of that in there. It's nothing but lyrical melodies that are just awesome. And it was I hear it sometimes, just the opening melody, and I almost go into tears just hearing it, you know. And so for me, it really struck a chord. And so I encourage all of you, go to YouTube, type in Luminaries, Be the Change, and watch that music video. Those cats are amazing, and they're the inspiration behind this team. You might want to know that.
Can you see this picture I just posted?
Yeah, let Amy talk for a minute just for that picture to stay up.
I'm gonna hit the button there so it stays up.
Can you see it?
That only stays up for you, Chris. It doesn't stay up for the people.
That's great. I want to piggyback for Chris's statement earlier. I think it's true. It's important for each of us just to take one simple action to empower just probably one person every day or every chance you get. You never know. It's going to spread like a wildfire, you know. So just take one step at a time, and just perhaps your sister, your brother, or even your best friend and it's going to spread like a wildfire. Again, be the change. That's
right.
Yeah.
Showing. You're right, Cyril, because showing the courage to be something different than what most people are afraid to be actually gives them the permission to be the change as well. You know, like I regurgitated that quote from Marianne Williamson, which was paraphrased by Nelson Mandela in his inaugural speech. I'm not going to repeat the whole thing right now, but you know, there's that whole speech about, you know, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure, right? Well, that's because it's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us, and our presence automatically liberates others. Like, don't you get that? Like, just by being that person, by being the change, by showing that in your marketing, by showing that in your blog, by showing that on Facebook, by showing who you are, you empower and give other people permission to do the same. Don't you get that? And when you do that, that's infectious. That's viral. Just tonight, I mean, a perfect example. I put I did just a rant, and this was not even marketing. This was just, you know what? I'm going to set an example and let people know whether or not they join my business or whatever. I'm going to make a post about, you know, some people that are getting offended about how much money I make online. And because I tell people, you know what? And the funny thing is, the same people that told me that I should not post how much I make online are the same people that my whole life have been like, show me the proof. Now, what the hell is that, right? Show me the proof. And then I give them proof. And then what do? Well, you may not want to talk about it. Are you kidding me?
And how much money do they make?
What's that?
I said, how much money do they make?
Yeah, no kidding, right? Like, so the thing is, you know, will I offend a few people? Maybe, probably, but and the last lines, I'm not going to go onto the whole rant that I did on there, but, you know, the last few lines were, you know, were essentially, it came down to the fact that I said, you know, because I am willing to offend a few to save many more. You know, to save many more. So if I have to ruffle a few feathers, that's all right. I'm a revolutionary, and I'm a part of a movement that can't be stopped. And so are all of you. That's why you're here. So if you haven't got in yet, get in already.
Get in.
Click the button below. Join BTC.
You're part of the family.
Yeah, do it now so that I can go to bed. My goodness.
So I'm going to throw it around the horn here for the last bit here. Let's start off with the new people. Misty, how do you like being out here? How do you like this so far?
I love it. I haven't found anything else like it anywhere. And well, since I started looking for something online, and the team, the family here, completely awesome. Love it.
Awesome. Cool. Megan, back at you.
Yeah, I love it here. I think I consider you guys family. Whenever anything comes up in my life, I get on Facebook and I'm like, these people got to know what's going on.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I love it here.
All right, Thomas.
So.
Yeah. It's like you say. It's mindset. It's about being the change and being the remedy. It's about being the solution. Don't look for the solution out there. You are the solution, and if you apply the right strategies within the Team BTC, it will just open up a whole new world. So
that's awesome.
I love what you said there, Thomas, that, you know, you say you are the solution. You know, I was actually just running today, and I was thinking about that as, like, you know, everyone's always looking for the secret, you know?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that we can give you everything, and we can give you the structure, and we can give you what to do, but there's a part of you that has to insert you into the equation. And so the thing is, all the other stuff is not the secret because it's out there. So the real secret is you.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
So it's you. And that when people get that and they stop looking for that outside of themselves and realize that, you know, just like you have an individual, unique thumbprint, right? Your DNA and everything is not similar to anybody else on the planet of 7 billion people. You're unique.
Yeah.
Take that as a sign, please, and understand that you are a unique person that is here to express your own unique energetic signature. Whatever that may be, you know what it is. And if you don't know, go through this process, and I promise you, you'll find that out. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. I can do this from Norway. I'm doing this with broken English, so everybody from the United States can do this. Hands down. So
that's awesome.
We are the citizen of the world.
Yes. So, Landon, how about it, bud?
Oh man, I'm just excited. Tonight was a lot of fun seeing Misty on here, one of my newer teammates. It's just, and this is like just the beginning. You know, over the next couple of months and over the next year or so, there's going to be so many people. Because I've been involved in companies that have less people like succeeding than we have right here, and this is just like a small piece of a big piece of Empower Network. So it's surreal to see. So I'm just excited to see what's next for Empower, which is gangster.
Awesome. All right, Angela.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to piggyback on what Landon was just saying, it's really, really cool to be able to not only be having success for the first time that I've ever had success online or in anything really, but to see other people having success. Like 2 of the people that have been on here tonight, Thomas is like a few levels down in my downline, and then Daryl is like directly sponsored, and then I passed him up to you on a couple of things as well, and I've never had anyone have success on my team, let alone have success for myself. So, and it's all because of the BTC team. It's amazing.
Awesome, thank you for that.
Got something.
Paragon Cyril.
I love it here. Much love to you guys. That's it. I think keep inspiring. You are the key. You are the inspiration. It's all you have to start from you, and you add goodness to others and bless others. That's it. And love be the team change. Be the change team. Be the change team.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to mention about the products is that not all of them can be applied everywhere. What I mean by that is that the 15K formula is fantastic if you're doing online marketing, obviously. But some of the other products, like the Inner Circle or the Costa Rica or the Master's course, can be applied outside of it. Some of the things that I learned in the Master's course or that I heard on the Inner Circle made me really think about things that I was doing at work and how I was doing them. And I changed few things and I tweaked few things, and I'm starting to see changing happening in terms of how people, ask me stuff, to like collaborate with them and ask for advice, and I'm mentoring a new guy at work now, so it kind of like snowball into things that you might not realize an online marketing training course might apply to so many other things, and it's really powerful stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. And just so you guys know, we didn't really get to it here. I meant to get to it earlier, but just for those of you that are all in and are going to Denver, we have about 6 slots left at our all-in retreat, and we're opening that up now to people who are all in that were not at the last event because we've given them a shot and a chance now. And so if you've joined the team since whenever, and you're now all in, and you've got a ticket to Denver, and you want to be a part of our all-in retreat, we've got a leaders retreat that's going to be at a mansion in Breckenridge that we've already rented, got set up. For those of you that are all in, the cost of it is very cheap, actually. We're paying for most of it, but we needed something to get it going.
Yeah.
And $250 is your cost, and then a $250 deposit that you get back once you come. And so $250 to be in a mansion masterminding with us all week long, 5 days after the event, from Monday to Saturday, and we'll be busing you there and back. And we've got, food, everything's taken care of with meals. We're going to have some cool activities we're going to be doing. It looks like we might be doing where we're going to be renting, we just talked about this, but I'm just throwing it out here, maybe the thing, renting bikes and going up to the top of Vail Pass, where they've got this very slight decline on a bike trail that goes down from Vail Pass, like 14 miles, and it's one of the most scenic views in all of Colorado. And you get to do it on a nice hot sunny day on a bike. And so we might all do that together as a group, which will be really cool. Man, that's going to be awesome if we can pull that off. We're looking at it, and if not, we're going to be doing something real cool with that. Looks like the whitewater rafting thing we're not going to be able to pull off because of scheduling issues. So, but we're going to do something here really cool. And we're going to have videos there. We're going to have massage therapists. We're going to have a lot of time where we're going to be shooting videos and making a team video, a sales video. You're going to be in that if you're there. So by all means, if you're all in and you have a ticket to Denver and you want to be a part of this thing, send an email. If you're in the team, go to the Facebook group and send an email. Send to either me or an email to admin@bethechangeteam.com, and we'll get you set up and get you the right payment instructions and your itinerary and all that stuff. And for the rest of you who are already registered, don't worry. An itinerary is coming out in the next couple of days, and you're going to have everything set up, and you're going to know your times in and out and all that. But we've got all that taken care of here, and that's going to be an awesome time.
If you're
Jordan,
not
we just went
all
up there
in, you
yesterday.
can get all in and get your ticket.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Snag one of these spots.
And we just went up there and shot a video yesterday, didn't we, Jordan?
Was that yes? Yeah, it was yesterday. That was fun.
I still cannot think. I still cannot believe how cheap that thing is. I still think that you guys missed a zero somewhere in there because
I know.
I've paid 3 times that cost just for the ticket to event, not including hotel.
Perry, if you want to throw another
anything.
zero on the end of there and PayPal me the money, I am always open to see money.
You got pass ups coming along. That's all right.
I'm a money magnet, man. I'm a money magnet, dude.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I mean, I paid when Dave did the event, the Costa Rica event at his house. I paid $3,500 plus flights and everything just for the event. So I mean, literally, this event that's going to be going on after the convention is worth $3,500 in itself. So if you're not all in, you're crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, and here's the thing, guys. Like, I have to credit Amy with this because she had the idea, and then she started looking around. And she was the one that said, you know what, I really want to do this for our family, for our team, especially for the people who have gone all in and have done everything we've asked them, and I want to do something for them. And it was her idea. She wanted to have us all where we just paid for it all, and it was just if you were all in and had a ticket, you could come. And I wanted to do that too, but the issue was. We just really, by the numbers, with as much as everything costed, we all just didn't have the budgets at the time, so we had to bring in something, and now we know what these things cost. We may not ever be able to make it necessarily free, but the cool thing is that this is our intention. This is the cool thing. I was actually talking with Laura Parrish about this the other day when we were hanging out in Miami. She said, Chris, the cool thing about your team is that you're not about just trying to make extra money off of your team by selling them tools and products or trying to put on your own event where you're selling stuff and making money off of them. We do enough of that in Empower Network already. The system is perfectly set up and, in my opinion, divinely inspired, right? And she said, so, that the cool thing is that, you guys have that, and you're the only team I know besides my team that, that thinks this way. It's really about genuinely changing lives, and it's not about just how much money can we make to be on the leaderboards to flash our team all over the place, and here we are. Wow, what a great still shot of me there. Flash our team all over the place, and it's really about really giving back to our team. And so that's what we wanted to do. So the intention was to give it free. We just really couldn't pull it off. I mean, this mansion, guys, this stuff's not cheap. It adds up. We're doing everything we can. And so we've all put in the Leadership Council, we've all put in a good amount as well in order to make this thing happen already, along with the deposits and the payments for everything. But this is something we want to do for you. This is something that we want to do and have you there and get a chance to really put this thing together and gel and have a real mastermind, because I know that that's going to take our team to the next level. Because it's not always going to be me, Amy, or Jordan, and then the rest of us on these hangouts. It's going to be the leaders that are up and coming.
Yep.
It will continue to grow. And that's what we're about here, is growing and changing lives. So that's why we're doing this. So you might want to take advantage of this.
Those are the kind of business trips you want to go to.
Yeah.
Well, and if you've been to any of the events, and this one's going to be even bigger, these events are huge. The Empower Network events are huge, and they're full of, you're just going nonstop because there's just so much going on. And so there's not a lot of time to just be with each other and mastermind and that kind of thing at the main event. So this will be a great opportunity for us to just be together for a few days with a lot of downtime to shoot videos and to just be together and to mastermind and to have some fun without having like a huge agenda, like a big event. You know, big events, you know, they're just so big. There's so many people there. It's hard to really connect one-on-one. So this is a great opportunity for those of you that have been wanting to do that with other people on the team.
Yeah.
Yay, Amy!
Yeah.
So with that, any other closing thoughts? Jordan, go ahead, bud.
If you make it to the all-in retreat, I'll teach you how to party. Let me put it that way. just like we taught Chris this past. Well, you know, Chris called me up last Thursday, and you know, he's like, dude, you should come up for this. Actually, Wednesday, he said you should really come up for this barbecue fest this weekend. I said, man, I really just want to sleep in bed. I am so tired, right? I haven't been home on a weekend in like 3 months, man. I'm tired, and I'm not gonna be home on a weekend I'm going to concerts this weekend, and then I'm going to my brother's wedding the weekend after that for 2 weeks, and then there's maybe like a couple days before Denver. So I'm like, holy shit, you know. But Chris called me up. He's like, Jordan, stop being a pussy. Get up here. He's like, I want to have fun. You need to come party with me. I'm like, okay. Well, so we taught Chris how to party, let me tell you. And he's been having some fun with us. But
yeah, that was the funny thing. Me and Jordan were having a little bit of a FaceTime conversation. I was actually taking a hike, and I actually called him on FaceTime. I'm like walking through the woods. I'm like, Jordan, do you see this area? Do you see the scenery here? You gotta get up here, dude. You know.
Yeah.
And then you know, we were talking about how we have different motivations. You know, like Jordan is obviously. I don't know if this is any more obvious than the fact that Jordan is pretty much motivated by having fun. You know, and that's his. If it's fun,
Really? No.
Jordan is there. If it's fun, Jordan is there. Like you could attach like a little string with a stick heading out with a string on it that has a beer in front of him, and he'll all of a sudden Jordan will turn into a marathon runner. I swear. And so
even with my almost broken foot.
and so another crazy story. And so you'll have to be at the all-in retreat for that one.
Yeah.
And so, but me, I'm a little different actually. My main dominant motivation. Now, obviously, I like to have fun too, but what overrules for me and where I make my decisions and how I run my life is really about achievement. I'm motivated by the next goal in front of me and achievement. So oftentimes when my friends are out on the weekend partying, I'm at home on my computer, like trying to figure out a way how to just, you know, take over the world, right? You know, and grow the team even more and build this business. And so for me, that's like fun to me in a way. That's really fulfilling, and I feel good about myself doing it, feel good about accomplishing it. And so I get in the habit of, you know, me and Jordan looked at each other and we were like, wow, I work too much because I let my addiction of achievement-oriented success get in the way of the rest of my life, and I don't balance myself. And then Jordan, I'm looking at him like, dude, you should be making as much, if not more money than me with your skill set and your talents and what you know how to do if you just focused, but all you want to do is go party and do very little work. And he still makes all kinds of money, and I'm like, imagine what you would do if you were working half the day like I do. You know? And so we made a pact with each other, and we said, okay, so we're going to hang out a little more, and we're going to work and play, and we're going to help balance each other. Jordan, you're going to show me how to have a little more fun, and Jordan, I'm going to show you how to make a a more money.
And we're doing quite well.
And we're doing quite well at that so far. And we're learning how to spend a lot of money in the process, too. Bar tabs are insane.
You know what? I haven't even looked at the receipts yet, so I don't...
you know, it was funny because I walked into the bar. It was Friday night, and Tim, you know, Tim, my assistant, came with us because Tim's a party animal as well. So you can imagine those two, Jordan and Tim, together, right? And so
Yeah, it's a little
those
fun.
of you who went to the Denver event already know. And so we walk into the bar, and essentially, you know, that like Tim pulls out his wallet to you know, buy a drink, and I'm like, I stop him, I'm like, here's my card, buy what you want. I don't even want to see the receipt. Sign it for me at the end of the night, and just throw the receipt away, and that's it. Just have fun. And I went to the other side of the bar, because, you know, I could do that, you know. And the thing is, like, it was cool because, you know, Tim works for me as like a bonus for him. Like, he worked hard all week, you know.
That was a big bonus.
It done a lot. So I was like, I don't even want to see it, you know. And that's the cool thing, is I can do that. You know, I know he's not going to do that much, you know.
Oh, no,
He can't drink. He can't break that bank account by drinking that thing in a night. Okay.
We put a nice dent
You
into
did
the
put
bar
a
tab.
big dent in it, but, you know, that was still worth it, you know. If people knew how much we spent on bar tabs this weekend, that pays some people's rent, you know.
Oh, that pays probably for half of that mansion. Oh man,
that's horrible. Yeah, so that's how much fun we had this weekend, and then we worked during the day. See, you know, we're doing good.
Well, you know, the thing that I realized, and this will be my closing thoughts here. The thing I realized this actually down in Miami, because, you know, typically in the past, my thought process has been I can either be working and making a lot of money, or I can be having fun and spending a lot of money, but not, you know, doing both at the same time. And what I finally realized is it was really just a mindset shift. I said I can actually not work a lot and still make a ton of money and still have a ton of fun, as long as I get all the stuff in the right place at the right time and have all the systematic processes in place, which we have in place. We have all of that in place. For anyone to literally plug into, all that stuff is already in place for us to not do a whole lot of work once you get everything kind of figured out. It might take you 90 days, it might take you 6 months, it might take you a year to figure it out. But let me ask you, would it be cool if you could take a year, even 2 years to figure it out? I've made, in the past 6 days, I've made $4,400. And let me tell you, in the past 6 days, I have not worked more than maybe 5 hours, you know? Maybe 5 hours. I did a lot of copying and pasting, and sitting there, you know, when Chris thought I was working, I'm like staring at my computer screen, just fucking hung over, like, I'm just gonna act like I'm working. You know?
Well, at least I felt better for a little while.
Honesty is the best policy.
You know, the point is, everyone, that you can have the best of both worlds. You can not work a whole lot once you get everything figured out, and you can still have a lot of fun, and you can still make a lot of money when you have all the right things in place. And when you just simply allow that to be a reality in your mind, when you just believe that, crazy things start happening when you believe that. It's all a belief shift. It's all a belief shift. That's my closing thoughts.
Right.
Hold on, one more thing. You know, Dave Wood said this at that event, and I can say this. He said, you know what? Some people look at my beliefs, and they're like, your beliefs are wrong. And he's like, you know what? They may very well be wrong, but because I believe them, that's the way I live my life. And my life is really enjoyable because I have those beliefs. So why not believe stuff that we want to be just like amazing? And when we set those intentions and have those beliefs, yeah, some of them might not be entirely true, but because I believe it here so strongly, it's true in my mind. And it actually turns out to work. It actually turns out to work out that way. So start thinking about things the way you want them to be. Start believing them the way you want them to be, not the way that other people tell you they have to be, not the way that they currently are for you, but where you want everything to be at. And with Empower Network, with this team, with what we have going on here, you can literally believe anything you want and get there.
Anything you want. That's true.
Anything.
Yeah.
Just believe.
If you know, if you're sitting here watching this hangout, realize that not every day something comes along that you can be a part of that is a positive change and a positive shift and a positive movement for humanity, really, because we're going out to that scale where we know how to affect people. I don't know who that is.
Not me, Jordan.
Somebody's typing.
I mean, I can say, you know, as far as closing thoughts, I just want to say, like, the products that we have here inside of Empower Network give us the ability to have the mindset shift that Jordan's talking about. If it wasn't for the inner circle and the master's course, I would still be in a scarcity conversation, and I wouldn't be, like when I went to Ireland, for example, I made $3,100 while I was on the plane flying, between the time I left my house and the time I landed in Ireland, and I averaged about $1,000 a day while I was there, and I didn't work at all, not at all. And it's only because of listening to the inner circle every day that I finally was able to believe that making money is easy, because before I always thought that there had to be a lot of suffering involved for every dollar that I made. There had to be a lot of time and a lot of sweat and struggle. And now, thanks to the inner circle and just listening to David Wood over and over again saying that making money is easy, I finally believe that, and that's what's showing up in my life, just like Jordan said, because I shifted my mind. And it's because of these products that I was able to do that. And now, not a day goes by that I'm not in awe. I mean, just coming back from this trip, like when I was in Ireland, like I shared in the beginning of this call, every second that I was there, I was in awe of my life. I don't recognize my life, you guys, from a year ago. Like, I honestly don't recognize it. To be able to even go there, to be able to take my father there and to spend money on whatever I wanted for all of us, like it was not a big deal. Like, that's a completely different lifestyle than I've ever had, and it's because of these products that I have that. It's because of what I've learned in the products. Not only the marketing that's helped me create the income, but the mindset, I think, more than anything, has made the biggest difference. And so I just have to say that, because it's not just, this isn't just about marketing and Facebook strategies and money. It's really like when you shift your mind, just like Jordan said, it all just kind of falls into place, and it can actually be a really enjoyable experience, and it doesn't have to be hard. Like I said, like I'm in awe of the fact that I finally have money, but I can't believe how easy it comes. Like before I was working so hard and I didn't have the money. So so it's true what he was talking about. Like I feel like the more fun we have, the more abundance we attract into our lives, when we believe that that's actually possible. So
I love my life. I love my life.
Yeah, guys, I mean, I wake up every day, and I live up here in the mountains in Frisco, and it's surrounded by all the greatest ski resorts in the world. I have a beautiful creek right outside my patio, my balcony. I walk outside, and I look right down, and I've got this beautiful creek rushing every morning, and I get to, wake up when I want to, how I want to, and, do what I want to, when I want to, with who I want to. And no decision is every decision that I do, the part about, the money part is already handled. Everything I'm doing, there already has been a little statement in my head that says, oh, I can afford that. How amazing is that I don't have to make any decisions based on scarcity or lack. And that's such a gratifying thing, because I know that since I've done this, any of you can too. Any of you here watching, if you make the decision to. And the reality is, it's all really just simply a decision. You may have anything come up that will stop you, and the decision is, I'm going to do this no matter what stops me. The day you stop looking for excuses as to why something doesn't work, and you realize in front of you that you have about 9 people on this hangout, is there 10 that are doing it, and you realize, okay, I have no excuses anymore, because if other people are doing it, then the only equation here that's different is me. And remember, you're the secret. You're the secret. And that's where it starts. So with that, BTC family, I love you all. Congrats on your success. This has been an awesome hangout. I think one of the best ones ever. Appreciate you taking the time, everybody out here. And for those of you that are all in, we'll see you on the all-in call tomorrow. For those of you that are all in, we have a conference call. And if not, we'll see you next week on the hangout. Love you guys.
Later,
guys.
Later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.